Okay, go ahead, Nim.
Oh, YouTube, what's going on? I'm so sorry. We apologize for it being late. I know we're already in the pick four, but just some technical difficulties. Just as a recap, Cam Ward went first. There was a blockbuster trade with Jacksonville and Cleveland, so now Jacksonville got the second pick, and they picked Travis Hunter. The third pick was the Giants with Abdul Carter, and the Patriots just picked offensive tackle Will Campbell. Now the Browns are on the clock. While the Browns are on the clock, what do you guys think of this draft so far with the first four picks?
I think it's been, pretty in line with what most have, mocked it out to be, with first being Cam, second being Travis, and then third being Abdul Carter, and then Will. But the big change is that the Jags jumped up. Now, there was a lot of speculation saying that the Jags would take Ashton Genty at 5. And, with the new head coach and the new GM, they're going to make a big splash. And they got probably the highest rated prospect, generational prospect from this draft. So you commend them. One, they needed a playmaker on offense. And then you also got somebody who can be pretty locked down in on defense, since their pass defense last year was pretty abysmal. But that's my 2 cents. I think it's been a pretty straightforward draft so far based on the prospects.
What do you think, Drew?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm still pretty stressed about getting onto the stream. Let's talk about it. So, first pick we all knew was going to happen. Cam Ward, he deserved it. You look at his highlights. I think for me, the thing that jumps out for Cam Ward is his accuracy on the move. That is what separates him, I think, from all the other quarterbacks in this class. He 1,000% deserved to be the number one pick in this draft. Some people were kind of disrespecting him, I think, saying, I'm getting some feedback that I'm soft, but I will work on that in a second. Some people were saying that in last year's draft, he probably would have been right in between the Penix and Bo Nix pick. It's kind of hard to say. Travis Hunter go to the Jags, absolutely insane. No one saw that coming. Very excited to watch that.
Drew, instead of mute where it says mic off, and then because I don't think that's your mic, but I don't know which one your mic is. So
my boy Will Campbell's got a snotty nose on live TV. We love that for our guy.
While Drew gets that situated, I just did want to apologize. We actually started trying to go live on 4:30. It's just been super chaotic, so we do apologize for that. Throughout the night, when the pick is in, and once I know the information, I will. So I want to apologize for Drew and Darian, because I am going to be cutting you guys off and letting you guys know when the pick is in and whatnot. So just wanted to apologize for that, as well as Ivory. So shout out Ivory, first appearance on the pod.
Yes, first ever.
Shout out Ivory being here for the draft. What a lad, lassie.
Yeah, she was giving mom a fit upstairs, and so I was like, all right, I gotta take her. And she has been locked in on the screen on this draft, just like her father. So we love it. She's eating her fist in celebration for the NFL draft too.
So where are we at in the draft right now?
So the Browns were pick 5. The Browns have selected their pick. The pick is in. We're just waiting on who they pick. Drew, who do you think that the Browns are going to pick?
Browns.
Who do you think they traded back for too? So
that is crazy. I was not expecting them to move back like this. I don't even know where they go now, because really everyone had Travis Hunter marked in for them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Genty. Maybe you try to replace Chubb.
So now they got Michigan D-line Mason Graham at number 5.
That's who the Browns got?
I was going to say they're going to pick Mason Graham. Yeah. You bolster that defensive line with Myles Garrett that you signed. Then they get Mason Graham.
Mason Graham was my favorite player in this draft.
I love
So
that. I love that pick.
I love that pick.
So they went back and they got a handful of picks as well. So they got probably the person that they were really looking for.
Really, you think about the way Barry was talking about Travis Hunter before the draft, makes you think, because you heard him say he's a unicorn. He's like unlike anything we've ever seen. Makes you think he was trying to get someone to come up, and Jacksonville took all of that.
Debate.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that they kind of overpaid in it a little bit too. Actually, I think it was a good deal, but I don't think that Travis Hunter, the Jacksonville is the best fit for Jacksonville. What do you guys think? I think like the Browns or the Giants or a handful of teams where I think that he could probably fit as a cornerback and a wide receiver a lot more, rather than I don't think Jacksonville really they're going to need him more as a corner than a right wide receiver. What's your thoughts, Darian?
Yeah, I agree. Ivory also chimes in where she agrees with me. I think with the Jaguars, their pass defense last year was absolutely abysmal. You get a guy like Travis, he can play lockdown, man defense, which you want to have. But then also you have the versatility of him playing offense. To play outside or opposite of BTJ, I think is huge. Now, you got to account for both players anytime you play against them, because you don't know what they're going to scheme up with Travis and BTJ on the field. He could be a gadget player. He could be that outside possession receiver. Who knows? But I think it helps out the Jaguars, one, giving Trevor something else to throw to, because they did also lose Evan Ingram to the Broncos this year. So I wouldn't be surprised if, the Jaguars stay on the offensive front in the second round, perhaps, just to, help out even at tight end. There's, I think, a lot of depth. You can maybe even see them go for Harold Fanning Jr. Outside of Tyler Warren and Lovestand. That's are going to be the top two tight ends taken in the first round. You get a sneaky guy in Harold Fanning with Travis Hunter that goes both ways. But that's my long-winded answer.
Do you really think that Travis Hunter is going to go both ways, Drew? I mean, you're the Colorado fan. Do you think that there'll be definitely some packages for Travis Hunter, but I feel like 90% of the time he's going to be defense and that extra 10%. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. With Travis, watching him as a pretty avid Colorado fan, I always thought he was a better corner than he was a receiver. That being said, I think they are going to try him out on offense a lot. I think you do want to pair him up with Brian Thomas Jr., two really elusive guys. That's the one really positive thing about Travis Hunter is what he can do with the ball in his hands. Mm-hmm. He's not this technically sound route runner. He's not a guy that's going to moss you every single play. He's not a guy that's going to burn you every play. But once he has the ball in his hands, he is really special. So I do think they're going to try him out on offense. And I think he truly believes he can play both sides. He's, I think, 185 pounds. I think he's going to have to put on some weight if he really wants to do that. Mm-hmm. But
he'll probably get to like 200 by
he's going to have to. He's going to have to. If you want to play both sides, you're going to have to put on some weight.
I mean, you saw with Emmanuel Forbes, one of the worst draft picks in NFL history by the Commanders. This guy was like twig and bones. He was, I think, 175 or 178 going into the draft, and he just got out-muscled by every receiver, especially that of A.J. Brown. But, it should be, good for him to get into the weight room, and he'll definitely be a good corner in the league, I think, and then gadgety wide receiver.
Definitely.
Yeah. So the Raiders pick is in. What do you guys think that?
I think they're definitely considering Shador here.
I was going to say Shador could be here to sit behind Geno,
but I don't think they're going to take him. But I think they are considering him.
It could be Genty as well. Genty's probably the best player available, and you go with that because you have Mostert as your starting running back right now.
And it is Ashton Genty goes to the Raiders.
I love that for the Raiders.
You see,
definitely.
the draft has been predictable in what people have mocked. Every pick has been those picks.
Yeah.
There was like,
I mean, I didn't see Mason Graham going to the Browns.
Well, I'm saying just in the order that people had it.
Yeah.
Of Cam, Travis, Abdul, Will, then Mason Graham, Genty. And this was like the pre-draft or like pre-smokescreen draft that we were getting where, Jacksonville could go Genty. Jacksonville can go Genty. But it's been, the top 6 prospects going to those respective places that everyone's mocked since the beginning, I'd say.
Definitely, and I think that's the same thing as last year. Last year, there was a lot of, who should they pick? This, all this other type of smoke screens, and that's essentially what the draft is there's so much smoke screen, so much, just floating ideas out. Oh, this can be this can be that. So, but I think you're right. I think throughout the whole draft so far, it has been a little very not predictable, but a lot of the mocks have been right. Besides that trade with Jacksonville and Cleveland, I don't think anybody really saw that coming. So now the Jets are on the clock, so we'll wait for that pick to go in. So let me ask you guys a question. So we have 2 offensive players. We're a fantasy show. Do you think what is a better draft fantasy pick? Travis Hunter or with Jacksonville or Ashton Genty?
Oh, Genty all day.
Oh, yeah.
Genty's going in the second round this year in the draft.
Second round?
He's going to be like Bijan did when he got into the league.
I guarantee it because who's he sharing that backfield with? Sincere McCormick or whatever that guy's name was?
Sincere and Mostert. Mostert's 32 years old.
I think.
Second, that's maybe. I mean,
I think
it wouldn't be a bad pick, but I think in the second round would be.
I think the tail end of the second round, like almost into the third round, I think that's where he'll get picked.
So you think he'll be an RB1 in most leagues?
For some teams, people that go receiver, wide receiver hero. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think I like that pick with the Raiders, though.
Just to shed some light on Genty, because I said Mason Graham was my favorite pick. Genty was probably my second favorite pick. He was first in the FBS single season rushing yards after contact, first in single season missed tackles forced, first in single season 100-plus rushing yard games, first in single season 70-plus yard rushing touchdowns, 374 carries. That's a lot.
That is a ton.
2,601 yards, 30 touchdowns. Some owners say he's the one player in this draft that will be wearing a gold jacket by the end of his career.
He reminds me of Maurice Jones-Drew, just in build, but I think just with Maurice back in the day, that boy was a little wrecking ball. He breaks so many tackles, and then, I mean, he didn't have like the best breakaway speed, but he was quick, and I think Genty's just like that. I think Genty's got definitely a higher top-end speed and is going to be a better back than Maurice, but they have some similar traits and similar characteristics.
Yeah. I definitely agree. So the Jets pick is in. Who do you guys think that the Jets are going to pick?
I think Membu.
They're going tackle, but you got Aaron Glenn, who's a defensive-minded coach, and then you lost DJ Reed this year. I've been mocking Jahdae Barron here, which some may say is a reach, but I think you go and pair another DB because Aaron Glenn also was a DB when he played for the Jets.
I like that pick because of that reason.
Yeah, and to pair that with Sauce, 2 young corners.
Yeah,
I kind of like that, but you could see him go tackle or even tight end here. A lot of people mocked him at Tyler Warren.
I think they're going with Membu. They lost Morgan Moses, their right tackle. Membu steps right in. He's a really good run blocker, and you have Justin Fields in there now, who you would imagine there's going to be a lot of run plays.
Oh yeah,
exactly. I like the tackle more than tight end. I'm not a big fan of the tight end Tyler Warren. A lot of people have mocked, but I can't see them getting another tight end. I think that they have so many different holes that they need to be filled, like the offensive line. You just brought Justin Fields in, who is more of a running quarterback than anything else. Let's build them a good offensive line, have them run, and also pass. So I think that they'll go with the offensive tackle. What do you think, Ivory?
She does not hate the Jets.
She hates that pick. That's my girl.
Yeah.
But the Jets, they passed on Brock Bowers last year. So that's why I think a lot of people were having them pick Tyler Warren because they were regretting that. But
Yeah.
Brock Bowers, the year he had with the Raiders, probably not what he's going to do last year with the Jets.
I was going to say, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people that, they didn't pick Bowers. And it's like, well, Bowers would have been a completely different person on the Jets or vice versa. So,
I don't think he would have had the year that he would have had.
definitely
Give me
not.
1 second.
We got you, bro.
Yeah.
I think I got to change her.
You got the cutest little cry.
Yeah. She like faking it, to be honest.
She's on the stream, so she's being really
Yeah, she's. Let me change her and I'll be right back, y'all. Sorry for the.
You're good. No problem. So have they come up to make the announcement on the pick yet?
No, not yet. It just says the pick is in. And
Okay.
So I'm waiting for Twitter, ESPN, or
No crying.
so. But yeah, I don't think that this pick is really going to be a big difference, honestly. Like an Ashton Genty or Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter. I feel like no matter, there's so many holes that the Jets need filled that there's not going to be just one player that will put them over the edge. So, so far, who do you think got the best draft pick so far in the round or pick 7? While we wait for the Jets to pick.
I got to go with the Raiders. I think that Ashton Genty pick is really, really nice. I would say the Browns, but they already had a really good D-line, and they still don't really have an answer at quarterback. I mean, unless Joe Flacco turns around and has a season from a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I'm surprised that a lot of other teams that needed a running back, like the Bears, like who else needed a running back? I'm trying to
Broncos.
think. The Broncos, thank you. Those are the two that really, really needed a running back, and this is a running back heavy class, so maybe that's what they're thinking. But I'm surprised they didn't try to jump up and get 20. So the Jets just picked Armand Membu.
Yeah.
You're
Really-
right, Drew.
Really, really good pick. He has the potential to be a really, really, really solid run blocker. They just picked Membu, by the way, Darian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that. Crazy pick. I mean, predictable, but crazy. He's 6'5", 315. That's a beast to anchor that right side.
The Panthers have 2 minutes to be on the
6'3",
clock.
314.
He's 314. Jeez.
The Panthers have 2 minutes to go on the clock. At pick 8, where do you guys have them?
Jalen Walker.
Drew?
Jalen Walker. They've been talking about it for a while. Jalen, I think he has ties to Carolina. I think it's been like the main focus. But I think you get
He's a really versatile player. You can line him up middle linebacker, outside linebacker, defensive end. You could put him in a bunch of different spots, and Carolina needs someone like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely a guy who can be sideline to sideline too, but put him in off the edge on like a bear defense or something like that. That boy's going to be
You think of what you lost with Brian Burns when you traded him away. Is Jalen Walker that guy? That's kind of hard, but he definitely has potential to be a very good player in this league.
I mean, you got to give credit to the Georgia boys. Georgia defense the past couple of years have been absolutely insane when they get to the NFL. I mean, just with the Eagles selecting most of them, they have that high energy. They're twitchy, and they're just straight animals and athletes. So I think it would be a really good pick. And I could say you could argue that Jalen is a more versatile Brian Burns. but we're just going to have to see the production.
Yeah, and I like that pick too because I think that there's so much the Panthers have tried so hard to boost up their offense that they're really not focusing on their defense. And so with this pick, I think they're really going to be focusing on their defense if they get Jalen Walker. But the pick is in, so we'll see how it goes.
Some people have had Tet McMillan going here.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. And I don't know if it's a good fit.
I wouldn't pick Tet in the top 10 picks.
Sorry.
I wouldn't even pick Tet in the top 20. And that's my hot take.
Wow.
He just doesn't have that separation that you would want to see in the first wide receiver taken off the board. I think his routes are a bit slow. His mechanics, you could call him like a Keenan Allen-esque receiver. He's he's not quick with his cuts, and he doesn't create a lot of separation.
Some people compare him to Mike Evans, and I'm like, you're insane.
Nah, there's a different level to Mike than that. Like, I wouldn't really call that disrespect, but like
it's disrespect. Mike Evans got burst.
Mike is filthy.
Yeah,
like this is why he's Mr. Consistent. Mike Evans has like,
and I'm not saying Tet's gonna be bad, but I think Tet's a wide receiver too. I don't think he's a wide receiver one.
Yeah,
he would be perfect for the Cowboys.
I agree. I think that the Panthers aren't the person that needs a wide receiver. They need to focus more on their defense. So let's say hypothetically that the Panthers, because the pick is in and they haven't announced it just yet, but hypothetically, let's say Jalen Walker goes to the Panthers, which both you guys predicted. What, going from pick 9 on, what other crazy or unpredictable things do you think that, like your hot takes of what's going to happen in the draft? Obviously, the big hot take right now was the trade from the Jags traded up to get Travis Hunter. That was one. Last year we had the Falcons picking Penix, so it can either be a blockbuster trade, another trade, or it can just be a team picks somebody that nobody ever predicted. So Drew, what do you think?
I personally think, we had this in our mock drafts, but we weren't able to show those. But me and Darian agreed on this. I think there's a team out there. I think there's multiple teams out there in love with Colston Loveland. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of teams in love with Tyler Warren, which, he's broken all the records. He is the tight end 1 in this draft. But Colston Loveland is kind of like a name that has kind of gone under the rough a little bit. He's a really good route runner. I think there are multiple teams out there that are really in love with him. I think the Rams trade up with the Dolphins and take Colston Loveland right before the Colts selection.
Okay. That would be crazy. Darian, what's yours?
Yeah, so I actually have one. I do agree with Drew that there's going to be a trade. The Rams are going to trade up to get Colston Loveland. I think they're going to do it before Loveland falls to the Chargers. I don't think it's going to be to the Dolphins where they trade. I actually have the Dolphins trading with San Francisco at pick 11. So they're only going to swap, 2 spots away. But this trade will include Jalen Ramsey in it. There was a price tag that I saw that Jalen is only worth maybe a 5th. I'd probably say he's worth maybe a 4th. But you could see San Francisco, who just lost Travarius Ward, get another older veteran cornerback in Jalen Ramsey, sticky man-to-man bottleneck type corner that you love to see for San Francisco.
The Panthers just submitted their pick and got McMillan.
Wow.
Tet? They got Tet?
Yeah.
See, this is what bad organizations
ASU
do.
wide receivers. Tet McMillan.
He went to the U of A.
Wow.
Oh, it said ASU. Sorry.
Yeah. I think I ran into Tet McMillan at an In-N-Out one time, actually.
Give me a sec.
So that's nobody.
That's crazy. The Carolina Panthers are they are a trash bin on fire. They are this pick with Tet McMillan. I don't think he's the worst receiver in the draft, But this is exactly what bad organizations do.
Wow, that's insane.
You're gonna let
That's
Jalen
insane.
Walker go on to a much better team than you.
So do the Saints pick him up? The Saints are on the clock right now. Do you think that they'll pick him up?
They need a corner. I had them drafting Jade Barron.
Gosh. Okay. I could see that. But then
do
you miss on Jalen Walker?
Maybe. I mean, Walker would be good because Demario Davis is getting up there in age. So Walker could be a good fit there.
So, might want to mute Darian. Yeah. Yeah. That's insane. Oh, and the Saints, you wasted like 2 minutes and the pick is already in. So let's see who do you think the Saints? You said a corner. You think they go a corner?
I think Jade.
Jade.
That's who I'm going to pick here. And Darren was saying that it was a little bit of a stretch to put him in the top 10, but he did really well this year. I think he won the Jim Thorpe Award this year, which is one of the awards that DBs get. He's a zone corner. He's not really a man corner type of guy, but you watch his reactions to the football. He's pretty athletic, and he can come up with a lot of interceptions. I think if he had the right coach, he could be a really impressive corner in the NFL.
How's Ivory doing?
I just put her in her bouncer.
Nice.
So she's learned how to roll both left and right on her belly, on her back. So she was face first into mesh netting right now. So she was just like in mesh.
That's hilarious.
That's
okay.
So
the
Carolina Panthers are doing too right now.
Yeah. What do you think of the Panthers pick? We heard Drew's thing. What do you think of that?
Drew said it best. I mean, that's what bad organizations do. You don't fill the actual needs that you have. Yeah, they do need a wide receiver, and I think there's better in the second round. You got Jalen Noel, Jaden Higgins. You have Luther Burden that I think is probably going to fall to the second. Even Emeka Ekbuka, I think could even fall to the second. So you reached, or what this could be, it could be the new Drake London, where I say, oh, he's going to be bad, and then he just pops off in the league.
I like Tet, but like I said, I just don't think he's worth that kind of pick.
I think they're on the clock. Okay.
I think he'd be in a much better situation if he had like an X receiver there that was a proven receiver that he could kind of run routes off of, or be like a complimentary piece.
I agree. That's why I thought when you said he was on the Cowboys, I thought that would be a great fit for him. But
I thought CD and him would be really nice.
Yeah. So the Saints, the pick is in. Who do you guys think, Darian? Who do you think the Saints pick? Oh, okay, sorry.
There was a rumor today. Diana Rossini or some reporter said that Jackson Dart's going here.
People have been saying Sanders goes here. They're going to pick Sanders. So it's going to be interesting.
I've heard that they did not like his interview, and he was one of the teams that he didn't do well with.
Well, they got him on the screen right now in his draft party. Could be subtle foreshadowing, but if I'm seeing the best linebacker fall off from here, I mean, you could go edge, which you have Cameron Jordan, who's super, I wouldn't say super old, but he's getting old. You flopped when you drafted Marcus Davenport years ago. I think when you have the full arsenal of edge here at the helm, I think you pick either Michael, JPJ, or you get Jalen Walker, the versatile edge / linebacker, would be what I would do as this organization.
You got James Pierce going here in the 9 spot.
I like James Pierce Jr.
I do too, but he's not going 9.
The character issues is what's killing his draft stock, but I think if you got the talent, You
I mean,
pick
he was the projected number 1 pick last year.
Yeah. Shoot, I mean, you could see even a stretch here with, oh my gosh, the Texas A&M edge, Shamar Stewart.
So they get Calvin Banks. The Saints get offensive tackle Calvin Banks.
Okay.
Fair.
I'm not
that was definitely a need for them.
Because they didn't pick up Trevor Penning's 5th-year option, because Penning has been the worst project that the Saints have had. And I think you get a stellar tackle who can make shift into a guard, maybe, with Kelvin Banks.
He's really like a prototypical tackle. And honestly, I liked him. I'm not going to say I liked him more than Will Campbell, but I think he's not far off from Will Campbell.
Yeah, no, I'm not upset with that. I feel like if you can get an offensive lineman in the first round, that's essentially like the spine of your offense. Because without a good offensive line, your offense is crap. As the Bears are on the clock right now and kind of proved my point this past year, where their offense was awful, even though all their surrounding
Bears have some options here.
Yeah, what do you think? And the pick is in, so they knew exactly who they're going to get. And but who do you guys think?
See, to me, this Tyler Warren pick to me doesn't make a ton of sense because you have Cole Kmet, and I think Cole Kmet's really good. But I think they're probably going to pick Tyler Warren here.
Interesting.
And I could be very wrong. I think Tyler Warren could be a star for them. So.
You see, I've seen the Tyler Warren. They want an offensive player, but I keep going back to that defense. You only have Montez Sweat as your edge, and there's great pickings here at edge. You could pair with him. We've seen it be the recipe to win and beat the Chiefs.
I can't see Jalen Walker falling that far. He could be an option here.
He's got to be, because didn't the Bears lost Roquan years ago? He went to Baltimore.
Ravens,
they haven't. Yeah, they don't have a standout middle linebacker anymore.
Yeah. So
I mean, you get a versatile guy like Jalen, I would take him.
Their defensive backs are pretty good, like probably one of the best units in the league. But they need some more up front and in the back in the linebackers.
But with an offensive-minded coach, Ben Johnson, that just came in. Do you really think that their first pick is going to be a defense?
That's kind of why I think they're going Tyler Warren, because of that play style that Ben Johnson likes with trick plays and a guy that can run, throw, catch. Like he can do so many different things. He threw 3 touchdowns at Penn State. He caught 17 passes in one game, breaking records. He caught a bunch of touchdowns. He was insane this year.
And honestly, last year when Brock Bowers got picked up by the Raiders, people were confused because the Raiders had Michael Mayer, and which I feel like kind of was on the same level as Cole Kmet before Bowers came in. You know, he was a solid tight end. He wasn't that bad. He kind of got the job done. Nothing could really stand out. But then they saw Brock Bowers and ended up getting him. So I can definitely see it. Do I agree with it? Probably not. But I can definitely see them getting Tyler Warren or Walker. Sorry.
No, you were right the first time.
Oh, yeah, see, and this is why I'm the host, as everybody knows. I don't know anything about the draft, these players, or anything like that. The schedule, via Adam Scheffler and Ian Rappaport, the schedule will be released on May 14th. May 14th is when the schedule will be released. So if you're a Steeler fan and you're looking for, I'm thinking about going to Ireland because they're playing in Ireland this year. So I'm trying to see when that is and how much the tickets are.
It's a $4,300 trip from here in Pittsburgh.
Golly.
40 just for the plane ticket?
For the trip. They have some sort of trip there.
Promo.
Like a group trip I saw on Instagram.
Wow.
$4,300.
$4,300 per person?
I'm not
per person?
In this economy?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it sounds fun, but
Never mind. I'll just go to Pittsburgh.
Just to watch Shador strap up against the.
Well, let's wait. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see how this draft is played out. So I guess there's two blockbuster things that happen. The trade in the beginning, and then the Panthers getting McMillan. How do you guys think so far? What do you guys think of the draft so far?
It's been pretty good. I hope there's some more movement. I like drafts that keep you on your toes and to see what happens with trades. I think this is where we're getting into the trade territory with some crazy movement.
You know what draft this reminds me of, the draft class? This reminds me of the 2015 draft class. This was with Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston at the top. That's who I think of when I think of this draft. Really, there wasn't a ton of players in that draft. You had Amari Cooper, very good player, Dante Fowler, Brandon Scherf, Todd Gurley. But outside of those guys, like, you had your Bud Dupree, your Shane Ray, your Byron
Shane Ray. Ooh, what a bust!
I had high hopes.
I had high hopes for that guy.
Danny Shelton, Leonard Williams. He was good.
That wasn't too bad. That draft class wasn't that bad. I honestly, coming into the draft, not
Kevin
knowing
White
anything
from the Bears,
and the Bears select tight end Colston Loveland.
Oh,
what?
They got Loveland?
Wow.
They got Loveland.
Well, that's a shock. So
That
Tyler Warren's still on the board.
Yep. First tight end off the board.
What kind of
Colston
what
Loveland.
thinking is that?
Number 10.
Are we gonna see a jump?
I am shocked by that. What the hell? So I guess
Yeah.
there was a team that was in love with him, and it was the Bears.
Wow. 6'5", 248.
If Warren goes somewhere else and you're the Bears, like and he does good, you're gonna rue that
Yeah.
pick. You're gonna be so upset.
I'm so confused.
Now the Niners are going to be on the clock.
So Warren's going to the Colts then.
Yeah, Warren's like signed, sealed, delivered. Unless the Rams trade up here.
Unless the Rams trade up and get him.
Well,
They have Higbee. Like, do you really like? No, never mind.
Higbee's kind of been hurt the past couple seasons.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's on the older side.
What a pick! I just don't know about that.
So what are your thoughts? We saw your initial thoughts, but now that it's kind of settled in a little bit, what are your thoughts, Drew?
I love Loveland. I think he can be a really good tight end. There probably is an argument that he might be a little more pro ready because he runs really good routes and he kind of creates his own space. To me, though, I'm taking Warren after the season that Warren had. I'm shocked Warren's still on the board. That is insane.
Yeah.
Darian, the Niners pick is in, by the way.
Oh,
but Darian, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I agree with Drew. I think he is of my top three tight ends being Warren, Loveland, and Harold Fannin Jr. I think he is the most pro ready, just with his space creation, getting himself open. And now I'm the Bears. That's 2 years, I'd say, back-to-back where you focus a ton on your offense and just building weapons for Caleb Williams. And I got to give it to him. They also built out a very good O-line through free agency. So this could be a very well-rounded offense. I just don't know why they would go tight end this early. In my thing, I think the defense needs some attention. I mean, you can win games just by scoring a bunch of touchdowns, but you got to have at least one stop is my mindset. So
I agree, especially when it comes to Loveland. I think that with Tyler, the other tight end, I feel like they could have kind of pushed it out to the second round, maybe trade up in the early second round and still have your number one pick. But if you love, I guess they really like Loveland. But
he's really good.
Oh, he is good. Like, I'm not going to discredit that. He's good.
But is he top? Like, is he first round material type of thing? And I don't think that there's that many people in the later rounds that really need a tight end. So I think the Colts definitely need a tight end. Browns obviously, but I don't know that many people in the later rounds that really need a tight end. So I don't know. I think it was a bit of a reach, but if you really like a player, then you can go.
Go get him.
Go get him. But the Niners the pick is in for the Niners. Pick 11. Who do you think the Niners are going to pick? Darian?
I think we kind of talked about it earlier. I thought there was going to be a trade here with Miami sending Jalen Ramsey. But if you want a young guy, you go corner here, or you go defensive tackle. You could even go DN and pair somebody with Nick Bosa. But I look at their DBs, and this is I think is the most pressing issue. And you have Will Johnson, and you still have Jahdae Barron, and you have Maxwell Hairston. Which one is going to fit the mold best in your system? And then you got a guy like Johnson, who probably arguably is the best corner, but he's got injury concerns, which is why he's been dropping in other people's mocks. I think they go Jahdae Barron here. I think he's going to be a very clean pick for them just to fit into that system.
What do you think, Drew?
Yeah, you lose Charvarius Ward this offseason. That was a pretty big loss for them. I think they're going DB. I'm going to actually say they go Will Johnson here. He's my favorite corner in this draft.
They also lost baby Palomalu. What's his name?
Hufanga,
yeah. So they're missing they're missing their DB and their star.
They do have what's his face Mustafa.
Yeah.
He's a nice player.
He came out of Wake Forest, I think.
Yeah, big hitter kind of player.
Yeah. You could see him go Nick Emenwari here if you really want like the best safety in the class. That or Malachi Starks, but I still think
Starks is the best safety.
Yeah, just Emenwari, he just had the craziest draft combine.
Yeah, he did.
So I think Malachi Starks is the best safety. Could you go here with that too? Yeah, but I think DB is going to be where they go overall.
I think you got to go. I think you got to go corner here. Yeah.
I don't think that safeties really go first round that often as well. I think that they're more second round.
Really, there's only
like a
there's only two safeties that are really being talked about being drafted in the first round.
I've seen Starks fall out too. So
yeah. And to me, Starks is going to be. I think he's going to be a really good safety.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want him falling all the way down to like the Ravens or something.
Oh my God, him and Kyle Hamilton would be
filthy.
Crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But yeah, so we have the Niners. So the pick is in. Still waiting on the results so far. But fantasy-wise, who do you think? We have 3 offensive players. Do you still think that Ashton Jesse is the best fantasy? Okay, so who do you think the best second is? Would you still draft what's his name, Travis Hunter in fantasy?
Someone in our league definitely will, and they'll probably be pretty sad by the end of the season. But
I wonder if you draft him. If you
draft him.
If you draft him and he gets the interception, you don't get fantasy points for that.
No.
You get -2
you
points.
Could if you set up the league
a defensive player, but
a different way, yeah.
But if you don't have a defensive player and you put him at wide receiver, you won't get any other points only when he's a wide receiver, unless he just does a pick six, right?
Fantasy to me, Travis has got no stock, but I'm definitely going to be tuning into Jaguars games just to watch how he's doing.
I wonder what number he's going to wear. Is 12 even taken for?
I don't know.
I know BTJ is what?
Not a ton of jerseys retired in Jacksonville. I know that.
Yeah, that's true. He was talking about when they were talking about him going to the Patriots. He's like, I'm not going to get 12 because even though it's not retired, like you can't just wear 12. Even though his jerseys are retired. So speaking of, since you are, so they get the Niners take a big time physical presence on the edge, selecting Georgia Michael Williams.
Michael Williams.
Nice.
Williams. at number 11.
He
Yeah.
to me is a very sneaky pick in this draft, and the Niners tend to draft really well. I think Michael Williams could be a very good pass rusher. I was wondering like where he was going to land because he is one of those sneaky players in this draft.
Yeah. What do you think about this pick, Darian? You said nice, so you agree with it, even though you guys both wanted them to go corner. Do you think that? What do you think of this pick?
I kind of alluded to it as well. Like you go edge here to pair somebody outside of Nick Bosa. So am I upset that they didn't go corner? No, but they addressed the defense, which is a huge thing that they need to bolster. I mean, with Hufanga leaving, with Dre Greenlaw leaving, you had Javon Kinlaw, who went to the Jets a couple years ago. So you have a hole at D tackle, and then you also you just need somebody outside of Nick. I think just getting another guy, big physical dude on the other side, it's huge.
6'5", 260.
Yeah.
He's a big player.
He's going to be just power moves all day, just getting into the face. I don't know what his
– I like that for him. I like that he landed on the Niners. That's a nice spot.
Yeah. I mean, if you're on the Niners, I feel like that's a solid spot as a receiver, especially with Fred Warner, that veteran presence, plus Joey Bosa. That both of those veteran presence will definitely. It's a great position for a rookie defensive player. So
There's
I really
still a lot of corners on the board, so they're probably going to be looking to address that later.
Okay.
Someone like Ravel from South Carolina or ECU. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I can definitely.
Ravel.
The Cowboys pick is in. So, I mean, I feel like the GMs know exactly who they're picking, even though with some questionable picks that have been happening. So
all they have
Jerry Jones is going to pick.
All they have right now is Javonte Williams in the backfield, and Deuce Vaughn. So
are we thinking Omari and Hampton right now?
I think it's possible.
Knowing the Cowboys,
it'll be some outside linebacker.
It's going to be Shador, knowing the Cowboys.
No, I
can't see it.
I could see
Tyler
Booker.
Booker.
You just saw it.
No, I swear to God.
They literally just picked Tyler Booker guard.
They put Booker.
Bullshit. Because they lost.
How was that so fast?
Yeah, how was that so fast? Yeah.
I don't know. They picked guard Alabama. Tyler Booker.
Wait, wow. All right. It's now going live on my screen.
That's why I didn't believe you.
There's no shot.
Tyler Booker. I'm not upset about this.
Tyler Booker, 6'5", 325 pounds, 2-time first team All SEC. Huge.
I mean, you guessed it, dude. That's insane.
I mean, I think about losing Zach Martin, who had more Pro Bowls than he did holding calls in his entire career. You want to bolster that offensive line for whoever you get in the second or third rounds, which I would say that the Cowboys are leaning towards Quinshon Judkins, which I think would be, another Ohio State standout running back, just like Ezekiel, and you bring him back into that offense. They went offensive line last year. They went tackle. Oh my God, what was his name? It's not Tyler Smith.
Was it Steele? No. I don't know.
I forget what his name is, but they've gone O-line in like the first rounds or first two rounds every year. Tyler Smith, now Tyler Booker.
I really like Tyler Booker.
They have 3 offensive linemen that are named Tyler.
Yeah, they're all Tylers.
Booker to me was probably one of the best offensive linemen in this draft. So that's a nice pick by them. Still got to figure out that running back situation.
Yeah, but I feel like if they picked a running back, it would be kind of a reach.
Omari on here would be.
Go running back. That's the only team I would really be scared of drafting a running back in the first round. But other than that, I feel like they're good till the second round. The Dolphins are on the clock. They're picking. They still haven't put a pick in, so I'm assuming that they're.
I got the Dolphins 100% drafting Jahdae Barron.
Jahdae Barron.
This is where I put Will Johnson. I mean, you still got all the corners left. I mean, it's pick who you want.
The Dolphins run like the third most zone concepts in the league, and Jahdae Barron is really a zone corner, so that's why I think it's a really good fit.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to trade. I mean, they're taking. They're taking 5 minutes so far.
I'm sure there's a lot of teams.
So.
I'm sure there's a lot of teams that are trying to trade back.
Yeah, they're fielding calls left and right. I could see Miami dropping back. I still think by the end of tonight, Jalen Ramsey is going to be somewhere else. Keep that in the forefront of your minds. The GM even said, we mutually have decided to part ways with each other.
Yep.
So I think by the end of tonight or tomorrow night, Jalen is going to be on a different squad. So,
but who do you think's calling the Dolphins right now and saying, I'll trade you, so this, and this? Who do you think's trying to move up?
Howie Roseman. He's always trying to make a deal. He's calling everybody. He's one of that shiesty.
Who's Howie Roseman? I know I should know this.
Eagles.
Oh, that would be crazy. If the Eagles trade up, that would be wild.
It's tough to bring in Ramsey though, because I feel like his contracts are, for how old he is now, they're still pretty up there, and he's still a pretty good corner. But is he worth all that kind of money?
Yeah, they're using a lot of time.
It probably means there's going to be a trade. They'll soak up like 90% of the time and give the other team like a minute to make the decision. And so it's going to be a team.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it's going to be a team that's hungry on what's on the board. They want the first pick. They want the first choice. Could that be for corner? Could that be for
Jalen Walker is still available.
Walker's available.
Yeah.
It looks like they didn't get an offer. The pick is in.
The pick is in? Okay. They just didn't get what they wanted.
Yeah.
They could have been selling Tyreek, too, for 2 firsts. Nah.
But that would be crazy. That would be insane.
That would be insane.
If that did. Okay, so now we know that the Dolphins picked. Who do they pick?
Jahdae.
I go Will Johnson here. But I think it is corner.
You don't think that they go Jalen Walker? Like they don't really have that good of linebackers.
Yeah.
The best available. But the thing is I don't think that they really knew exactly who they wanted to pick. They wouldn't have wasted that much time.
The Dolphins low-key have a lot of issues coming into the season, especially if they get rid of Ramsey. Like they're going to have a lot of holes on that roster.
And they lost Javon Holland, so safety could be in the mix. I don't know if it's this early, but, Javon going to the Giants is a pretty big thing. So I could see safety, could see DB, like corner, but then they also need help on the O-line. Who's the best tackle available right now? All 3 top tackles are gone.
Yeah.
Are you going Josh Simmons, Donovan Jackson, who's probably a convert guard? No, too early.
Yeah, it's way too early. I think they're going defense.
They have to
go on defense. I believe so too. It should be interesting though. I feel like like you said, the needs according to ESPN is safety, offensive guard, offensive tackle, D tackle, and linebacker. So
I think it's too early to even go D tackle as well. Like Derek Harmon, I like a lot. Walter Nolan, but I think those guys are in the 15, probably more like 20 to 32 picks.
Yeah.
But you got to take like the most athletic people. You could go Starks, Emanwari, Jahdae Barron, Will Johnson. There's just a theme here of picking defensive backs. I'm excited to see this pick. This is actually
Yeah, me too. I'm interested to see who they pick. They have a lot of options.
Yeah.
They do. So far in the draft, and we'll probably come on this because we're just going to be waiting for the Dolphins pick. But so far, who's your favorite pick? What team made the best pick in your eyes? That you're like, that makes sense. I love that pick. Let's go with Darian.
Too early, but my
Like
favorite
for me,
pick.
oh, go ahead.
I just love the Genty pick.
Yep. That's what
I
was
mean,
gonna say.
to pair with Pete Carroll, a great head coach, you're gonna get the rock. Maybe not on the 1 yard line, but you're gonna get that rock, and it's gonna be a good offense. And yeah, I think you guys missed the joke there of going for it on the 1 yard line.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
So,
There we go. There's the laughs that I'm looking for.
The Dolphins get D tackle Kenneth Grant.
Oh,
Wow. D fucking tackle. When we were, I was
The
just talking
third Michigan player to go in the
Wow.
first 12.
I did have a really good feeling about Michigan players in this draft. Michigan and Ohio State players. I think there's going to be a lot of those players off the board early, and Michigan's
Big
already
10.
showing that. Yeah,
Big Ten is a great P5 program. They kind of reached on this, I would say.
I thought he was for sure going to be a Charger.
I did too.
But that's a really big reach, I think. I mean, he has good size. He's 6'3", 340. That's what I think people really like about him is his size. He's a strong dude.
Yeah, that was. I did not see that coming. I don't think that D tackle was really the biggest need, but the Colts wasted like 20 seconds on their pick.
Tyler Warren.
The pick is already in. It has to be right.
Has to be.
There's no other choice.
And he might compete for the quarterback job. So
just throw him in there. That's the thing with Tyler Warren. It's like, you can pick him up on fantasy, but do you really trust his quarterback?
Now,
but that's going to be the big question, especially in the offseason and stuff like that.
Hear me out. What if Indy is sitting here? They signed they signed Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
To come compete.
He's going to win that job.
No. Wait, hear me out. What if
not in the beginning of the season?
What if they just added Shedeur Sanders to the mix?
It'd be interesting. I thought about that earlier today.
That would be wild. That would be crazy.
I think what they're thinking here, tush push doesn't get banned. You draft Tyler Warren. You run that tush push until the tush falls off. It's got to be Tyler Warren. It's got to be Tyler Warren.
Everyone has been mocking a tight end to him.
And the Bears made it pretty easy for them. So
yeah,
I can't believe they took Loveland. That is such a shock. That was the biggest
shock. I bet you that that's why the Dolphins took a long time, because they wanted to talk to other teams that maybe could have traded.
Oh, I'm sure the Dolphins had calls all. I'm sure they heard from like 20 different teams.
100%.
So
damn, but just to be devil's advocate here, just to add to the mix of what the Colts need, they lost both their center and their guard to free agency, and one to Minnesota.
They also lost EJ Speed to the Texans.
Yep. Could you go linebacker here? Get Jalen Walker?
I thought about, I mean, Jalen Walker's still there, so that's honestly a pretty good pick for them. But I think they're going Tyler Warren.
It's got to be Tyler.
I just don't see
Tyler Warren.
Yeah,
it is Tyler.
No,
Warren.
they picked.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, just to waste 20 seconds and be like, okay, we got him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, really, you look at the Colts roster, they have, honestly, I think their O-line is still pretty decent. There is one huge hole on their roster, and it's at tight end.
Yeah.
100%.
Who is it? Is Mo Alley Cox?
It was,
which I love Mo Alley, but
and Jelani Woods.
And Jelani had what, 2-game,
They,
3-game
I
breakout.
think they were at a point where they were like rotating him because no one was really doing anything.
Yeah. Virginia product there.
So the Falcons are on the clock with edge, D tackle, center,
Mike Green.
safety, and
Mike
right.
Green. You go Mike Green.
They've been looking. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
They've been looking for a pass rusher for a long time. I mean, you think about some of the pass rushers that have rolled through there. You had Vic Beasley Jr. He had his nice little highlight for a span of like 3 games. They've really been looking for a pass rusher, and you have Mike Green, who led the country in sacks, sitting on the board right here. So,
yeah, I think a lot of people have mocked Mike Green. Just with leading the nation in sacks, but don't count Donovan Ezeraku out.
He's one of my favorite players in this draft.
He's a good locker room guy. He's got the production to match it too, even though he's been in a non-Power 5 or lack thereof. Boston College.
I think he's going to end up on the Ravens.
Donovan?
Just because his name.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound like a Raven? Donovan
Ezeraku.
Have him line up against Mattavike.
Mm-hmm.
Like that line is just like
all polys,
all like 10 syllables long.
The Falcons are taking quite a while, 5 minutes. So I don't know if they're looking for a trade, if people are calling.
Shedeur Sanders.
Oh my God!
They are trying to pawn off Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
So he could be. I don't think he's a day one type trade. I think people in
who's taking that contract on though.
I know. There's no way
for a guy that looked like he was playing with like half an Achilles last year. He looked bad.
I do. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, after you.
It's gonna kind of twist because I just thought about this. So I want to go back to the Colts pick with Tyler Warren because we didn't really touch upon that a little bit. Is this a good fantasy tight end? Because they don't really have good receivers. The quarterback's a little questionable, but I feel like as a good tight end, it could be another Brock Bowers situation where they don't have any good receivers. They don't have any good receivers. Their quarterback is decent, either whether it be Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones.
I mean, if
not a bad tight end pick.
If he's there in the 9th round and I have a tight end 2 spot open, yeah, I would draft him.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go tight end 1?
No, I don't think I trust him. I like him as a talent. I don't like Daniel Jones. I don't like Anthony Richardson.
Fair enough.
Think
about Brock Bowers' quarterbacks last year.
I know. I know. But it's so hard.
I'm not
so hard
comparing him, but I'm just saying, like, with no wide receiver, he could be the first option for those quarterbacks.
It's so hard to predict the Brock Bowers, you know?
But
I don't know. That was just so – and it's like an anomaly. I mean, you had Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell. I mean, they're not the best QBs, but they're going to dish it off to their safety net, which is Brock Bowers or tight end. Mm-hmm. Usually rookie QBs dish it out to their tight ends because they're safety nets. Shit, we can even call Richardson a rookie again because he sucks so much. But I think that could be like his escape valve, even with Daniel Jones. Because, I mean, you have Michael Pittman who did nothing.
You guys really think Anthony Richardson's going to beat Daniel Jones?
It's going to be a run for his money, but
I don't think so.
I think no matter what, I don't think it's really going to be a
Anthony Richardson, for the record, had a worse completion percentage than Tim Tebow.
I think it's going to be like what the Steelers did this past year. I think that what's going to happen is that either Anthony Richardson is going to be hurt or something like that, and then he's going to fall behind, and they're going to say, all right, we'll just sit behind Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is either going to do really good or going to do really bad. Once he does really bad, Anthony Richardson's going to come in, and then look like he's going to do.
And then you're doing exactly what you did last year. Like, why would you?
I don't know. I can definitely see that situation happening, but I don't know.
I think they kind of killed his confidence last year too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he might not ever be this.
So then that's why I think that. I think that Anthony Richardson's gonna, because they're like, all right, we're gonna bring this person to compete. Oh, but you beat them out, so you're that much better. And I just think that Anthony Richardson. I mean, they can't just give up on him. It's too early in his career.
Yeah.
He hasn't shown really his true potential. They haven't seen their true potential. So I don't know, but I do like Tyler Warren as a tight end. Tight end 2 maybe, or if you're in the late rounds and you don't have a tight end, I do like that. I like having a tight end where it could be the first option.
You think about the tight ends that are probably going to be sitting next to him there in that draft spot. It's probably like Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert maybe.
Yeah, or the Steelers, Freiermuth, like
Freiermuth, yeah.
I feel like he could be like tight end 11, maybe. I can see him being tight end 11, 12 ranking wise. So
is there any movement in him? Because it's been like
it's literally a minute left on the Falcons
trade.
They're taking
it's got to be a trade here.
Trying to move back.
Yeah. So they get traded. So remind me and our viewers of the rules. If the Falcons trade with somebody, they get a new time, right? It's not that they have 30 seconds.
Yeah, they get a new time. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Who, the team that gets traded?
The new team.
You guys saw my setup. My keyboard.
You don't think they get a new time?
I think it's whatever time is left.
Bro,
I've seen them trade before, and the picks in like instantaneously once the trade is made.
Which makes sense because if you're trading up, you kind of know exactly who you're going to get. Right?
Yeah.
10 seconds or 15. Okay, the pick is in. So they really used up the whole entire time.
Mike Green.
They were just assessing the defensive talent. They had Jalen Walker, Mike Green, James.
Man, Jalen's an option here too. I can't believe Jalen's fallen like this.
Yeah,
that's really surprising.
I miss.
Where I think he goes? I think he goes to the Cardinals next pick.
Just don't pick. If you're the Cardinals, just don't pick fucking Shamar Stewart.
Oh God, please not. I don't know. I mean, edge is in the question for Atlanta here. It has to.
Yeah, that's true. It has to be that or D tackle.
Who was the last D tackle they had? Grady Jarrett.
I guess he's on the Bears now. Yeah, Grady.
Dang. Yeah, I can't believe they use them all the time. The Falcons are in shambles when it comes to the draft. Like, what are they doing? Last year, now they use literally 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Like, that's insane. But I wonder, do you think there's going to be any other trades? Who do you think is going to who do you think is calling these people? Like, what team do you think is trying to move up and get as much draft or move up in the draft or maybe move into
It's probably the really good teams. It's probably like the Bills and the Chiefs and the Eagles, and it's probably those guys at the tip of the top.
Yeah, I think the Lions onward or I'd say the Rams onward are trying to either trade back or trade up. I could even see Giants trying to trade back into the first round, draft a QB, because there's a lot of talk of them liking Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe. And a lot of people mocked that four QBs are going to be picked in the first round. I don't know how true that is, but
there's no way.
There's no shot.
The Falcons get Jalen Walker.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why that took 9.5 minutes, but
I know. We should have guessed that because especially last year they just got the best available person in that. Jalen Walker.
It's a good pick.
Available person, yeah.
It's a solid pick. It's what you needed.
I still really like Mike Green. He's going to go somewhere. I think he's going to be really good. But Jalen Walker, really, really good.
Can't go wrong with that.
I think it was a good pick.
Yeah.
Then you can see Arizona go Jahad Campbell here if you stay on the linebacker train. Pick up the two good ones.
So ESPN has the Cardinals needs are edge, wide receiver, cornerback, offensive guard, and
they don't really have corners and safety. I mean, Budda Baker's there, but they really I think Sean Murphy Bunting is the corner, and I'm not even sure who the other guy is. So they definitely could go corner here, and you still have Will Johnson.
You really love corners. You've been trying to get every team to get a corner.
I love corner.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of crazy that the corners haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
especially with I was kind of making a joke, but you do have a very good point. There's a lot of these teams definitely need a lot of corners, and I feel like now because the league is becoming a passing offense, a passing league, you really need to get a lockdown corner.
Oh yeah.
Even though now it's kind of starting to transition into the running back, but still, and I think that's why more defenses are going more interior, like linebacker, D tackle.
You know what, man? Let's let Will Johnson continue to drop that number 20 pick. He might be. You hook up Pat Surtain and Mr. Will Johnson on the other side. I don't know.
So ESPN says that he's the best available player, but the best fit for the Cardinals is Derek Harmon.
Yeah, I agree.
He's really good, Harmon.
I still think they'll probably go like Walter Nolan instead. Walter Nolan's good. Who's the is it Darius Leonard for Toledo? This dude's a mammoth. And
I don't know who that is.
Let me. I'm pretty sure his name is Leonard, but no, that guy's big and he's physical. I think he'd be a steal of the draft.
In the first round, I haven't even heard of that name.
I was gonna say that's
maybe not in the first round, but like he could be like a sneaky.
Harmon.
Excuse me, it was Darius Alexander. I don't know where I got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Harmon, if they do go with Harmon here, he led all FBS interior defensive linemen with 55 total pressures this past season.
Which I think that's the Cardinals' number one need. So I really do like that pick.
They brought in Sweat from the Eagles.
Yep.
So yeah.
Who was the edge that they got last year? He didn't play at all, or very little.
I don't remember a single player on their defense besides Budda Baker.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, I didn't watch a ton of Cardinals games in general.
I watched it just for Trey McBride.
It is going to be a lot of defensive players, though, because we had the Falcons. They picked a defensive player. We have the Cardinals. Their defense sucks. Next is the Bengals. Their defense sucks. Who's after them? I'm trying to see.
Seattle, Tampa Bay, Denver are the next four.
Seattle.
Or three.
Denver.
Defense.
Yeah, Denver's going offense for sure. Why does ESPN do this?
Oh, Cardinals. Come on, Cardinals.
Oh, yeah, the pick is in. Okay, so final thoughts. Who do you guys think? Drew, who do you think?
I'll say Will Johnson.
Will Johnson? Darian?
Yeah, go Will Johnson.
Will Johnson.
Because they just recently signed Patrick to retire him, right?
Yeah.
You need another corner.
That would be interesting.
Well, they signed him for a day.
Yeah. No, I'm saying,
yeah.
Like you need another standout corner like that. I didn't
someone
mean like
like Pat P. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a Steeler too, which was interesting.
He became a little bit of a journeyman. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah, he was really good. He used to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the Steelers he wasn't the best.
No, I mean, yeah, every corner for the Steelers last year was having a hard time.
Yeah,
and they said, "Let me get Darius Slay."
I like that pick though. I mean, at least it's not a bad trade.
I like Slay.
So I don't know. We'll talk about off-season moves in a little bit. But the Cardinals go on Walter Nolan.
Walter Nolan. Darian called that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that, boys. I told you.
I did not think he was going to go that early.
Yeah.
Nolan, D tackle.
He's got some good pass rushing upside. I know Derek Harmon is probably the better one at pass rushing, but Walter Nolan, he's got the better upside, but he's a good stout run defender as well.
Yeah, he had. Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah, Final thoughts? You like that pick, Darian?
I like it because I called
Drew?
Walter Nolan had 6.5 sacks this last season, so that was 1.5 more than Harmon.
Hmm.
Seems like these teams are getting Big Ten and SEC out of the way.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So now the Bengals are on the clock. Their needs are according to ESPN, cornerback, obviously, edge,
I mean,
tight end, and offensive guard. And then ESPN has them getting a wide receiver. That's what they're getting.
I think they're going to go Mike Green.
I think they go Will Johnson. I think they need a corner. 100%. They need a corner.
They got Hubbard on the trade block, basically, or no,
Hubbard retired.
Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Hendrickson's on the trade block. Hubbard retired. They really don't. I mean, they need a lot on the defensive side.
They need a lot.
It's edge here, but I think they go. Mike Green they say has character issues, so they might go.
Yeah,
So ESPN says best available is Will Johnson. The best fit is James Pierce Jr. at edge from Tennessee.
James Pierce could definitely be an option here.
So yeah, I mean they're taking their time. I feel like there's a lot of good defensive players so far.
I think he plays the same side as Hendrickson, though. James Pierce. Where I think Mike Green's on the other side. I would pick Mike Green if I'm the Bengals here.
Wow, not a corner?
No, I think I'd pick Mike Green just because, like I said, Hendrickson is pretty much on the trade block with like the comments that both sides have made. They pretty much said like they hate each other.
Yeah.
And Hubbard has retired, so like now you're sitting there with no one attacking the quarterback.
Yeah.
They do have some good interior linemen, but you need someone to get after the quarterback.
Let's see that.
Because they still have who was that corner that was taunting everybody this past year? I can't remember his name.
Oh shoot. I don't know. I see his face, but I forgot.
Yeah, he wasn't like the best corner, but he's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that if this isn't a defensive player, it has to be on the edge.
Oh,
the edge or cornerback, I feel
if they draft an offensive player here, that'll be hilarious.
Oh, my God. That would be crazy.
It's got to be edge. Got to be edge.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. You know what really makes me upset? It's like everybody knew that Cam Ward was going to go first overall, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt in anybody's mind.
Yeah.
But then you get emotional. Like, come on. You knew it was going to happen. It's like, I don't know.
You are the number one pick in the draft. That does.
No, 100%. But then at the same time, like, you kind of see it coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I don't know. I'm never gonna get picked number first overall, so I don't really know. But it's
number
like,
one pick also gets the most money.
Yeah.
Like you're changing your life the most compared to everybody else. Right off the bat.
Yeah, but it's also a rookie contract too. I mean,
they still get a lot.
Yeah, but now NIL deals and stuff like that, like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was already making money, but.
Yeah, I don't know. It just. I guess when you're talking to people and you're like, then it like you hear about it and then when it's actually like real life, you're like, all right, crap, I can't believe this is actually happening. So I can kind of see it, but like, I don't know. Nobody was really shocked by that trade or.
The first overall pick is usually worth more than $43 million. So it's not no
Their
jump
rookie contract is?
Just for being the first pick.
Yeah, but that's spread over 4 years.
Yeah, you usually get like a 5-year contract right off the bat.
Exactly. So that's $10 million per year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then the next contract is going to be like $50 million. Like,
that's going to be a fun division next year with Cam Ward in the Titans and Travis Hunter with the Jags, CJ Stroud still in Houston. That's gonna be a fun division. And then you got the Colts, but
oh yeah, I was trying to think of the fourth. Yeah,
yeah,
that is going to be interesting. I mean, what a couple of years ago, that was like one of the hardest, like one of the very more competitive divisions in the NFL.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Jaguars are probably gonna be one of those teams that a lot of people are watching this year.
100%. I
As
think
weird as that sounds.
Yeah. True. It's going to be interesting. All right, final thoughts. The pick is in.
Oh, the pick is in? Oh, gosh.
The pick is in. Who do you think, Darian?
Shamar Stewart.
Ugh, biggest bust of the draft right there.
They're just eating at the athleticism.
I want everyone to go look up Shamar Stewart highlights, and you won't be able to find a video.
No, there's no production.
There's just a lot of like team tackles. I'm waiting for someone to pick him because I will read you guys his stats. They're pretty. You're like, this guy got picked in the first round.
He's got no production, so it's nuts.
Who do you think? The Bengals take an edge athlete going with Texas A&M, Shamar Stewart at number 7.
Here we go. Let me read those stats out.
Wait, before you read it, what is happening? That's like the 4th time that
is crazy.
Exactly.
It's just day of. He's a reach. My buddy Ryan Fowler, he's been high on him, and his stock apparently to scouts just grew because of his athleticism, his motor,
size.
his speed, his size, his intangibles. It just shot him up on the draft board.
Okay, that's true.
So, Nem, I want you to guess, what was his career stats? If you were to guess how many sacks he had in 3 years at Texas A&M.
3 years?
Yeah.
I would say at least 10.
He had 4.5 sacks in 3 years. This last year, he had 1.5 sacks.
Oh my God.
So
what?
I know he has the big thing is that he's 6'5", 265 or 267 pounds. He was, I guess, like 12th in the SEC in quarterback pressures, which is solid. But if you're not actually making the sacks, this is a huge risk. And for the Bengals, like you have the guy that led the country in sacks in Mike Green, and you go and pick Shamar Stewart, a guy that had 4.5 sacks in college for his career. That's crazy, bro.
I'm glad I'm a Steeler fan because holy crap. That's crazy.
That's insane. That is nuts.
Oh. That's crazy. I need to count. I think that's 4, right? 4 like you guessed, Darian? Is that 4 or 5?
I'm sorry. She's just really loud right now. That's why I keep fading from mute. But I think that it's only 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
The Tyler Booker one was the crazy, and then Walter Nolan.
That one was crazy. You said Tyler Booker, and it was like, pick his Tyler Booker.
I really thought you saw it on the TV or something.
That was crazy.
Give me a second.
The Seahawks are open to moving back, so the Bucks could someone come up for a QB? Oh, okay, sorry, I misread the thing. Okay, so Seahawks are on the clock. They have 3 minutes left, so they use 7 out of the 10 minutes. They're, according to ESPN, their needs are a wide receiver, offensive guard, center, offensive tackle. So a whole new O-line.
They definitely need
O-line help. An edge. So who do you think? I mean, they're using a lot of time, so maybe
you would think with Mike McDonald they're gonna go defense, but I think they need someone on the offensive line.
I mean, maybe they get who is the guy that led the country in sacks?
Mike Green.
Mike Green.
Yeah.
They have to go offensive line, though, right? What do you
If
think?
if they trade back, who's got enough capital to take it? San Francisco's got 11 picks this draft. They have the capital to do so, but you don't want to trade to an interdivisional rival.
Yeah, that
So,
can't happen.
and that's not going to happen. I could see who's left.
Oh, it's the pick is in anyway.
Oh, the pick is in?
So who do you think? We'll go Drew and then Darian, and then
I guess I'll go Mike Green again.
Mike Green.
Can you tell me who top 5 available are?
Top 5 available, best available. Will Johnson,
Yeah, they got Will Johnson, Jade Barron. I don't think they go corner because they
Eric
got
Hammond,
uh-huh.
James Pierce Jr., and Maxwell Harrison.
Okay. For O-line, there's Josh Simmons, Donovan Jackson, so Ohio State guys.
Gray Zabel.
Gray Zabel for guard / center. They probably go O-line. They should go O-line, but I mean, if you have the best available edge and Mike Green, Nick Skirton, Donovan Ezeraku, just to help out that defense, it could be a possibility. But
final pick. The pick is. What do you think?
I'm going Gray Zabel.
That's
Gray Zabel.
Gray Zabel.
You're fucking lying.
No.
All right, that's crazy.
Center, the Seahawks pick center from North Dakota State. Gray.
I can't really talk to Gray Zabel because I didn't watch any North Dakota State games.
That boy's a baller from his oh my God, what was it? The Senior Bowl. He went off against he even had some good reps, I think, against Derek Carmen, the best D tackle available currently. But Gray Zabel, I think, is a great pick.
I know that he's moved around a lot. Played tackle, guard, center.
Yeah. He can play all 5.
That's crazy. I mean, if you have a guy like that,
they need that.
Yeah, if you have a guy like that can move around and you're like, hey, we got a weak spot at right tackle and he can go there, or hey, we got a weak spot at center. Can you snap the ball? And he can do that too. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's a good pick by Seattle.
Smart pick.
Yeah. So now Tampa Bay's on the clock. According to ESPN, their needs are cornerback, edge, linebacker, wide receiver, tight end. Best available still Will Johnson, and best fit is still James Pierce Jr. Drew, who do you think that the
So
best?
I think I made 3 or 4 mock drafts, and I had Jihad Campbell from Alabama here. I think I had him in like
what position? Edge?
Middle linebacker.
Middle linebacker.
I just thought that maybe because Levante David's getting up there in age, you want to have one ready. But they definitely do need some help at corner. And I was wondering if you take Nick Umanuri here from South Carolina, match him up. He's a strong safety, and you have Winfield as the free safety, who's a pretty good safety. So I was wondering if that was on the table too.
Interesting. A lot of these teams have been using a lot of time, like especially in these mid-tier teams, these mid picks. I mean, it's pick 19. I feel like there was a time where it was like 30 seconds. They used 30 seconds, and then that was it. So
yeah,
they're using a lot of teams, and I don't know if it's because other teams are trying to trade up. I don't know if it's because they don't know who. Like, there's a lot of talent on the board, or I don't know. Because I don't think that the Buccaneers were looking for a guard. So they literally had like 20 minutes to decide who they really want. So I don't know.
I'm going to say Jihad Campbell here.
Jihad Campbell? I like Jihad Campbell. Sorry,
is that your final answer? Well, I guess the pick's not in, so you still have time.
I think anybody on the defense is probably a really good bet. Sorry, guys. But linebacker, you have Levante David. Did he leave? I know Devin White left. He went to Philly.
Levante's still there.
Levante's still there, but you want a replacement who can be, edge to edge, just fly around the field. I think, and then just have him underneath Levante. I think it's a great succession of power. So I like Jihad.
I was telling Nim, I wonder if Nick Umanuri's on the table here.
Very well could.
The pick is in, but they're not trading. So what are your final answers?
Campbell.
Campbell? Darren?
What are their needs? Tell me.
They need cornerback, edge, linebacker, wide receiver, and tight end, according to ESPN.
Shit.
Which I think they go defense now.
They're definitely going to go
There's
defense. Do you think with...
Why do they need a tight end? They have Kate Otten.
I think they go Jihad.
Jihad. Interesting. Yeah, see, that's why I never understood, like, the whole need situation. Like, you think they need 2 tight ends? Like, Kate Otten, kind of popped off last year.
You would think that ESPN's top 5 needs is not what they're talking about in the green room.
Yeah, in the war room.
In the war room,
But I'm just saying, like, I'm assuming that the analytics through ESPN create, all right, well, these are the 3 needs or 5 needs that they need. Like wide receiver, they don't really need a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I feel like they need a better.
Even McMillan showed he was pretty good last year. McMillan?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like I feel like they at least need to go like offensive. Like there's so many different needs that the Buccaneers have.
They should go defense, I think.
Yeah, 100%. If they don't, then that's going to be crazy.
They need some help at corner.
Yeah, I think they go Will Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am shocked he's falling because I think he's going to be a really good player. He's really only dealing with turf toe, which sometimes it can be a lingering injury, but I've never really seen turf toe like kill someone's career.
Yeah. Definitely. Adam Schefter tweeted Buccaneers picking ... So I don't know what that meant, but the pick is in, so we'll see. I wonder if there's gonna be any trades there's one big trade, but I don't remember. I haven't really watched the draft, and for the viewers, this is why I'm hosting, not Drew, because I don't know anything about draft and college football or anything like that. But aren't there more trades first round than besides like last year and this year?
Not really. I mean, I think historically there's not a ton.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it seems like that because like when the first trade that happened today, when that happens, that's kind of like the story of the draft. Everyone talks about that trade. So you kind of start to think that trades are a really common occurrence.
Yeah, fair enough.
Did the
Bucs, oh my God. The Bucs at number 19 with trade options select wide receiver Emeka.
Wow.
She's even shocked. They did not go Emeka.
Wow.
We just talked about how they don't need a wide receiver. That's crazy.
Well, you have fear that Mike Evans is done, but also Godwin coming off that injury, you want to shore it up.
And Emeka is a prototype slot receiver.
Yeah.
But they just have McMillan. Like he did well last year.
I would have gone
more help on the defense than
I would have gone defense for sure.
Well, that just means that Jihad's fallen to the Rams.
Which pretty nice for the Rams.
Yeah, that's a really nice pick. I don't know if I like this pick. I had Emeka falling out of the first.
That's who I wanted the Broncos to draft.
Speaking of the Broncos, they are on the clock right now. 5 minutes into as a Bronco fan, who do you want to have the Bronco jersey?
I know everyone's pick is Amari Hampton here, and I wouldn't mind that pick. I think he's good. He had 1,600 yards last year and 1,500 yards the year before that. So he's shown consistency in college. You do kind of wonder, like the last time we took a North Carolina running back, that was Mr. Javonte Williams. So that there's little scars there with that. I think I would like Luther Burden here. And in the second round, you go and pick one of those Ohio State running backs. But they could very well go Omarion Hampton here. I wanted a Emeka Ibuka. That was, I thought if the Broncos were going to pull that off, I thought that was going to be an A+ pick. But
yeah,
Darren?
I mean, if I'm the Broncos, I do like Omarion Hampton going to you guys. I think it's a good clean pick, but I mean, I don't disagree. I think Luther Burden, he's a gadgety player. I think you can mix him into different, styles of the playbook.
Although Golden
too. Golden, I think, is a more well-rounded receiver compared to Burden. Burden is definitely like a tool player, kind of like a Jaden Reed-esque. And I think with Denver, they go offense because they have just a stout defense. It's number 1 in the league, I'd say. But just to tell the tale, these picks from 20, 21, and 22 have always had a bust or like started the segue of great players afterwards. So
Shador.
Shador is going to be that bust player going to Pittsburgh.
Oh, shit.
We're not on them right now. We're on the Broncos. Do you think there's a chance that the Broncos trade back? They're either taking their time.
It depends on what someone's giving up. I'm sure they're taking calls.
The Giants.
I don't think really anyone's looking at Omarion right here. No. Besides the Broncos.
But do you think that, I can imagine that the Browns can take the pick that they got from the Jags and send it to the Broncos with a swap and then get Shador?
Yeah, I mean
that could,
yeah.
I can definitely see somebody else.
I'm sure there's a lot of people on the phone. Hook. I thought they were going to go tight end. I definitely didn't think they were going to go Colson Loveland. It's a very interesting pick. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for you Bear fans, even though you're a fake Kansas City Chiefs fan. But
he got married into it. In Hook's defense, he got married into being a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
So it's not, and the Bears suck. So it's at least he could be rooting. And Hook's the type of person that's happy life. So if the Chiefs win, and so I got you, Hook.
I got the Browns or even the Giants trading up here.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get in front. They're going to get in front of Pittsburgh because they know Pittsburgh has the idea of picking up 2 QBs before the season starts. Right here, we're going to see back-to-back Jackson Dart, Shador Sanders.
Oh, my God.
But Browns.
50 seconds, less than a minute. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm sure because I feel like as of right now, their biggest need for the Broncos is a running back. And I think they'd be reaching if they got a running back at this moment right now.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. The pick is in. They didn't get anything. So, final thoughts. What is your who do you think? Who do you think they're going to pick, and who do you want to pick, Drew?
I think they're going to pick Omarion Hampton. And I would like to see them pick either Golden or Luther Burden.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're going to go Omarion Hampton here.
Yeah, I can see that. Darren?
Who's the other corner outside of Pat Surtain?
Oh, you're talking Ku Klux Clamps, Riley Moss?
Riley Moss. I'm going to go I think they go Omarion, but man, it would be a great pick for Jahdae Barron or even Will Johnson here.
It'd be, oh my God, if we got Will Johnson, that would be such a great pick.
I mean, he's there.
I would pass out right now. I would love that pick. I don't even care. Like, I would love that pick.
I'll wait for who.
Bro, if it's Will Johnson, I will.
Will Johnson, that's my pick. Will Johnson is my pick. That or they go wide receiver.
Bro, and I think Will Johnson's going to be great. If you put him and Surtain together, bro, the league is fucked with a capital F.
I told you the Broncos were going to be exciting last year. And now you could be considered bowl contenders.
Let's see.
What's it going to be?
Man, this is exciting. This is my favorite part about the draft, when you have your team on the clock.
Yeah. Man, I really wanted someone to trade up. Probably wasn't enough.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like if the Browns kind of dropped the ball on that. If they really wanted a QB, they could have gave him like one the first round last year that they got, and then two. I think they have 2 second rounds this year. So like maybe a first next year, a second round this year, and then like a 5th or 6th. I feel like for this pick.
And the anticipation is killing me.
The Broncos made calls to move up, made calls to try to move out in front the Steelers, but they got Jahad Barron. Jahdae Barron.
Wow.
Okay, they went corner.
I would have
loved
Will Johnson over that, but I'll take Jahdae. Wow, I did not think we were going to go corner there.
So as a Bronco fan, Drew, what are your
Listen, man, Mahomes, we're coming for you, bro. I don't know if you've noticed yet. But we got that defense. We got Dre Greenlaw coming in this year. We got Hufanga. We got Surtain. We got Benito. We got Jonathan Cooper. We got Jahdae Barron. It doesn't stop, brother. We're coming for you, Mahomes.
Let's go, bro. That's a good pick. I like that pick. I like that pick a lot.
It's interesting because the Broncos ran the most man this past year. You would think Will Johnson would be the better fit there because Jahdae is more of the zone guy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you bring in a guy who is good at zone, and whenever you run those packages,
he is a nickel, so you could put him at the nickel and Riley Moss and Surtain. I thought someone was attacking you right now.
No, it's just not loud.
But man, that Broncos defense, that's gonna be
scary,
best.
Bro.
That's gonna be the best defense on the board in fantasy next year.
It already is on the Wizard app.
It definitely should be now.
No,
that's awesome, man.
I'm reaching for the Broncos defense this year.
I'm pumped. Now let's trade back into the first round. Let's trade with Washington because Washington doesn't have a 3rd round pick. So they're going to want to double up. Let's take Omari in right there.
I like it.
Okay.
I don't think that's happened, but
Steelers are on the clock, and I'm getting nervous. The pick is not in.
You know what time it is, Nim? This is Shador's little celebration in the end zone.
I was expecting when they go like
the what?
like that thing. I don't know, man. Okay, so I think they are gonna go Shador because I think Tomlin's the only person that could kind of calm him down and bring him back to earth.
I think they really like
Will Johnson. I want Will Johnson.
That'd be awesome.
If we can get Will Johnson, that would be great. I think if we next year, I think that the quarterback class is way better than this year. So I don't want to do another Kenny Pickett type of thing where we're reaching for a quarterback because we think we need it. We'll just stick out with Aaron Rodgers this year, and then next year really go all in with a quarterback because I think the quarterback class next year is a lot better.
Man, all these guys.
Who do you think? So I think they're gonna Shador. I think they're gonna pick. Who do you guys think? Shador.
Shador.
I don't want Shador though, man. I really don't.
Bust down my AP. Perfect timing.
What?
That's a song that he released. Gosh, you guys don't know this Colorado shit, you know?
Yeah, I don't. Sorry. Man, it's gonna be interesting. He's just not a Steeler. Like there's specific personality to be a Steeler, and I think they're just going down.
I think
the Steelers pass on Shador Sanders and get instead select Derek Carmen.
Oh wow! I mean that was a lot of mocks had Derek Carmen there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that outside of Shador, but I thought they were really gonna go QB here.
So Shador's going to the second round. Well, I guess someone could trade in.
Good burp. Shit. It's going to be here at Minnesota's pick because they have 4 draft picks.
Yeah.
So when Minnesota's on the clock, expect a trade with Cleveland, New York. Shit. Do you even say the Raiders? Raiders come back in and get Shador?
I don't think they're going to reach and get Shador. Damn. I don't know how I feel about this pick.
I like it a lot.
I like it, but then we also because what's his name's getting old.
Cameron
Hayward's getting old.
Yeah.
So this would be a perfect way to kind of move him in.
Pass the torch.
Yeah, to pass the torch.
What's
I'm
Hayward's?
So glad we didn't get go. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, Drew, can you look up Hayward's measurables?
Like his height and weight.
Yeah.
Cause he's 6'5", 330.
He's huge.
My God.
Hayward is?
No, Derek Harmon, sorry. Will Johnson is still on the board. You think the Chargers get him?
6'5", 288.
288.
Yeah. Similar. I mean, Harmon's got more weight on him.
He's got the perfect guy to teach him.
Yeah,
exactly. So I am glad that we didn't get Shador, honestly. But it's still early. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Shador's pissed right now.
Oh yeah.
Shador in prime.
Humbling. Can you take the passy? Girl?
Can it be true that only one quarterback goes in the first round this year?
I definitely think someone's going to trade here, either with the Vikings or with Washington, just with how their situations are with the amount of picks they have.
Yeah. I mean, Cleveland has round 2, pick 1, and pick 4. That could get you back in at 29.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Washington would love that to start the second round with 2 picks, and then they have a third one in that second round then too.
With what's left on the board too, like if you're Washington, you double up in the second round instead of going from the first round, second round, no pick. You know,
get 3 back to back.
You get 3 in one round.
Yeah. That is nice.
And there's still really good players on the board.
Why you spit? Why you spit on camera?
Interesting. So the Chargers are on the clock. They still have it picked. So now people are going to start calling a bunch of the teams that are.
What do you think Chargers
left
do
in
here?
The first round. So the Chargers' needs are wide receiver, tight end, obviously wide receiver, tight end, D tackle, offensive guard, and running back. The ESPN has Amari and Hampton. Best fit, and then best available is still Will Johnson. They still have the pick's not it. So
man, if the Chargers take Amari and Hampton, I'm gonna be a little sick.
They're gonna pick Travion Henderson.
That'd be a nice pick.
It'd be like a J.K. Dobbins, but
Yeah.
You think they go running back though? I think they go wide receiver.
I could see.
Oh,
them
I
going
guess they have
defense.
Ladd. They have Ladd, so I guess.
I think they're going to go defense.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go defense too.
I had them picking D tackle like Kenneth Grant or even Derek Harmon if he got there.
They don't have Bosa there anymore.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
We could see edge. Mike Green still on the table. Nick
I think-
Skirton, Donovan Ezraku.
I think Max signed a year deal, right? 1 year deal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
hmm
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, that's gonna be. I think they still go running back though. I think they're
Mike Green.
Mike Green.
I mean, they're
Mike
still
Green.
accepting calls now. I bet you every single team is gonna wait till the last minute. Like they already have somebody in mind, but they want somebody else.
Who is their
Or they
corner
want more.
situation?
They have one of their corners was pretty good last year.
I know it's not J.C. Jackson. That boy sucks.
No.
Let's see. Jahad Campbell's still on. Golden
Yeah.
would be a really good pick.
That would be awesome.
Golden, Johnston, and McConkey.
That's a core. Their
Damn,
corners are Dante Jackson and Cam Hart.
Dante Jackson was the decent one then, right? Cam Hart came
Yeah.
out of Notre Dame last year,
Yeah.
I think. He was a rookie.
They have one left tackle on their roster, Slater.
They go Josh Simmons here. What is that,
Slater's
two-
pretty good, but you may want to add some depth there.
But a first-round talent at depth? I don't think so.
Yeah.
What about their guards? Who are their guards?
Mekhi Becton. I didn't realize that's
Oh,
where
yeah,
he went.
Becton did sign, yeah.
And Zion Johnson.
Zion's decent.
That's one of their needs, according to ESPN.
Who's guard?
Offensive guard.
I think they go edge here.
Really?
They go edge. They're either trading, go edge, or they take Donovan Jackson from Ohio.
You don't think they go off? They don't think that they're going to go Hampton? They need a running back. I mean, who is their running back?
Najee.
Oh, never mind. You're right. There's no way they're doing running back. I forgot all about Najee.
They'll go
Najee,
like
yeah. I bet
second
Najee's
round.
pretty good in that system.
Would
I
you
think-
draft him fantasy wise?
I would.
Probably like fourth round, fifth round.
Yeah.
As your running back too?
I think he's a quality player.
Hmm.
Depending on what happens, like you think about with the Vikings, if they draft a running back and now Aaron Jones is in like a committee situation, or the Giants, like if Tracy's in a committee situation, like you're not going to have a ton of options where someone is like the lone back in that backfield, you know?
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. There's only a couple teams that don't have a committee nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I mean, 30 seconds left.
They're gonna pick. They're
Yeah.
going. Well, you got to think with Harbaugh too.
His mindset, he wants Mike Green, bro. That's a Mike Green is his kind of player right there.
Yeah. I can
Either
see-
him or James Pierce, but I would think Mike Green.
I think Mike Green before.
It's a shame that Mike Green is still on the board.
Well, they originally mocked him dropping all the way to the Lions.
Yeah.
They waited
That's
till the last minute. Like the clock hit 0 when
Pick is in.
Yeah.
Oh shit. My final. I'm saying either Mike Green or Donovan Jackson.
Drew, you said Mike Green.
Yeah.
I think they go O-line just to really shore up that running game.
That would be crazy. Especially with with Joe Alt that they picked up last year.
Mhm.
Yeah. He was really good.
Yeah,
You win the game in the trenches is the mindset.
definitely. And if you bring in Najee, I completely forgot about Najee being on the Chargers. That's crazy. So, what do you think about Warren with the Steelers then?
You're gonna have to add someone, I would think.
Mm,
That's everyone's picking Scatabo to be the running back for the Steelers
really?
later.
I mean, we
later
got
in the round.
well,
But I
Gainwell-
would think you're gonna want to add some. I love Warren, but I don't know if he's an every down back.
Yeah, you think there'll be a 3 committee? I think we have James Patterson too.
You should get Caleb Johnson out of Iowa.
I could see that. That'd be a nice pick.
Mm.
That or even RJ
Or
TJ
Judkins.
Harvey.
Judkins would be sick on the Steelers.
Yeah, he would.
Who's the ASU running back? Judkins?
Scatterbo.
Scatterbo. He's probably like a 5th round pick, 4th round pick.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I thought
Probably.
you'd go higher than that.
Mm-mm.
He didn't have like the best combine numbers and stuff like that.
Makes sense. No, getting all these Steeler notifications. That's crazy. That's crazy that we might get his running back at Amari Hampton.
They picked Hampton?
They picked Hampton.
Wow.
Wait, what?
The Chargers picked Hampton.
Omari and Hampton? I'm sick.
Wow.
That's actually crazy.
I'm sick. Fuck.
What the fuck?
That hurts.
That's crazy.
We're gonna lock up the Chargers though.
I mean, I would not be worried about your defense. It's more the offense that I really would be kind of concerned about.
They went Amari and Hampton?
Wow.
I did a Madden
Well,
rebuild.
There
and
goes
I-
that Najee Harris pick.
Yeah, dude.
We're not drafting Najee anymore.
Najee in the 9th round.
You really like it.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Washington is definitely trading back now.
You would think either it's who offers more, the Giants or the Browns.
Yeah.
I would think the Browns will win because they have that first pick in the 2nd round.
Mm-hmm.
But the Packers are on the clock.
Hot take. I think Golden here.
They draft a wide receiver in the 1st round for the first time.
I think so.
That'd be wild.
They need edge.
They need cornerback, offensive tackle, according to ESPN, cornerback, offensive tackle, wide receiver, edge, and D tackle. And then, Darren, you said edge?
Yeah.
What's their number one need? Drew, what is their number one need?
Yeah, probably pass rush. But you heard Josh Jacobs say we need that number 1 receiver.
Yeah, fuck. I just lost this fire.
But you think that they are
What happened there?
She dropped her pacifier now. It's all dirty.
uh,
I don't have another one down here. We're about to be in terror mode.
She's about to tilt that head back and just.
Ian Rappaport just tweeted that the Packers are getting trade calls similar to the Chargers at number 22. So you think those 2 teams are the ones? The Browns and the Giants?
And the Giants.
Browns, Giants, yeah.
You think Steelers are trying to sneak in and get Sanders?
Maybe the Steelers can come back in. That'd be interesting.
That would be very interesting. You know what this reminds me of the Draft, the movie.
Draft Day, yeah.
Draft
I watched
Day.
that the other day.
I love that movie. I wonder how accurate it is. What?
Yeah, probably like not so.
But it just reminds me of like Shador was going number 2 when it first came out.
Yeah.
And then they started just dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping.
Yeah, you shit talk a player so much that he loses his value. Damn. So All right, we just watched Derek Harmon go, Amari and Hampton,
I can't believe that pick.
That's sick.
and then
I just
Who
hope he
can't
doesn't do well because you guys are gonna beat yourself up for that.
Oh yeah. He can kind of catch the ball too. That's the hard part.
Mm.
mm,
People are saying that he's a little bit better than Genty.
No, he's not. He's not.
jeez, Jade Barron, Harmon, Hampton. Which one of them is going to be a bust? Is Harmon
I mean, history would probably tell you the running back.
the running back? Yeah. So Hampton's about to be a bust. So Najee, ninth round, is probably going to look good.
Bring him back in.
Bring him back. Come on. Shit. I gotta trade here, I think.
I think so too. And honestly, if I was a GM, what I would do is I would take a trade. I would get, if it's a Browns especially, get those 2 picks from the second round and add on to that, and then trade Washington those 2 picks, and then try to get more, and try to kind of stretch out those specific picks.
They're trying. I think they're trying to trade Jair Alexander too.
So yeah, which would
But
be
I mean,
wild.
you're probably not trading with the Browns if, like, who are they going to give you that matches that?
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah,
I don't
unless
even
it's
think
like a first this year. The Browns get this, the Packers get the 2 second rounds plus the 5th this year, and then their number 1 next year that they got from Jags.
I mean,
that's what we saw. Houston do the other day or a couple years ago? They got
probably 2 years ago, probably.
Yeah, when Will Johnson or Will Anderson came into the
Because
league.
I mean, honestly, I would love the Browns first round pick next year because it's going to be like a Panthers situation again. Or would it be the Jags?
It's
right?
the Jags, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of something else. I don't know.
I like edge here, Mike Green or Nick Skirton. They always do someone different, like the Luke Van Ness pick.
Yeah, that's true.
Nick Skirton could be that kind of guy.
They did. What's his face? Morgan last year. That was a crazy reach.
Mm.
And he was in my mom's Spanish class. My mom taught him. So, sorry, bud.
I remember you telling us that.
Yeah.
So we got 1 minute left. So do you think that if the Browns or the Giants are calling, right? They already got a no from the Chargers. It's like, don't you have to add more, right? I mean, you're giving them similar offers, but if the Chargers said no,
it sucks for the Browns because you can't give up any players. Like, all you can give is picks.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think there's some value in that second round pick.
And the pick is in, so no trade.
Nick Skirton,
Matthew Golden,
Darian Skirton.
Nick Skirton.
Interesting. Yeah.
Or they're sitting here and looking at Will Johnson and being like, okay, we got Jair's replacement.
Yeah.
So I guess Adam Schefter just tweeted, Michigan cornerback Will Johnson has a knee issue that has concerned some NFL teams.
Wow.
And helps explain why.
He's dropping so much.
Wow.
Yeah. Long-term concerns.
Man, he was really good 2 years ago.
What do you think? He's got like meniscus tears or patella?
Cartilage or something.
I wonder if it's the same leg as the turf toe.
Might be. Oof. Let's hope they go Matthew Golden. I'd like somebody who can actually.
I think that'd be a fun pick.
Yeah. And then I have somebody else other than Jaden Reed to pick.
Him and Jaden Reed are kind of similar, but
Or they go Luther Burden. That'd be so fucked.
That would be interesting. I'm surprised Golden's still on the board. I'm surprised a lot of these guys are still on the board.
Who's the Cowboys pick again?
Tyler Booker.
Tyler Booker.
Oh,
That's
right.
such a Cowboys pick too.
Yeah. Maybe here, if they go wide receiver, they go Jaden Higgins. A big body receiver out of Iowa State. Before
Luther?
Golden. They pick random ass people.
That'd be crazy.
Like, you never trust Green Bay.
That's true. They definitely do go like outside the box.
Like, I mean, they went with Quay Walker a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Luke Van Ness. My God, was it Julius Randle or Darnell Savage? They got from Maryland years back. Who
Talking
flopped.
about the basketball player Julius Randle.
I know. Like, what the heck? I didn't know there was a football player. With the
I was
same
like, he's on the Timberwolves or something, right?
My bad.
If they do go Golden, would that increase his fantasy stock?
I don't know. To be honest, like what I saw from Love last year, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
he kind of scares me.
I mean, they did go 11-6 though.
Yeah,
They weren't like. I feel like they looked a lot worse than their record showed.
they're a good team, but like Love has always kind of had that like risk it or biscuit kind of play where he throws into like really tight windows and tries to like create all the time, and sometimes it really hurts him.
No trade. The Packers stick at number 23 and take Texas wide receiver Matthew Golden.
There we go.
Is that a joke?
No.
Hey, I called it.
Let's go, Drew.
There we go.
So Matthew Golden, the reason I said that was he had visited the Packers like 2 times, and the Packers have like not taken a receiver in the first round in forever. So I thought that was kind of weird. That stuck out to me. I was like, ooh, Matthew Golden there.
Yeah.
That's
Let me see
crazy.
this. Let me see it live
So-
right now.
So we have Golden, Genty, Hunter, and what's his name? McMillan, right?
Mhm.
Those 4. Is there any other offensive?
Tyler Warren, Loveland.
No, like the fantasy wise. I guess Cam Ward would be one, but nobody's picking Cam Ward for fantasy.
If I'm picking,
So out of those, who do you think rank those 5?
Genty is number 1 all day.
Genty's
Well, yeah.
number 1.
Who's 2? Would you go Tate
Are
or
we
would you
missing
go
someone?
Golden?
We're missing some.
Amika Buka.
Ibuka, yeah.
I forgot about him. Shit.
Honestly, I might go him at 2.
At 2.
Really?
The way Baker slings, yeah.
Yeah. I like Ibuka a lot.
At 2?
To me, he was the most pro-ready receiver in this draft. And I think the Buccaneers saw that, and that's why they took him.
Yeah.
He
That's
led
so much yeah.
It is. It's a.
You have,
It's a. It's a huge question mark with what they have already.
The Vikings. There's no trade. The pick is in.
Oh. Emin
Quick.
Malachi Starks or Emin Worry.
Yeah.
Worry.
Or even Will Johnson.
Will
Johnson would be a great pick here.
Yeah. I'm gonna put her to bed and then I'll be back down.
Okay. Final pick. What'd you say?
I'm gonna say Emin Worry if I'm not back in time.
Worry. Okay.
I'll say Starks here.
Start. Oh shit.
Ibuka though, a interesting stat about him. He is the all-time leader at Ohio State in receiving yards.
Wow.
Over Marvin Harrison, over
Dang. Yeah, they
Garrett
have some
Wilson.
talent.
Yeah, there's a lot of good receivers that came through there.
Wow. What? Isn't there's like a freshman Ohio State?
Jeremiah Smith. I think he's a junior this year.
Ian Rappaport just tweeted Howie Roseman is working the phones trying to trade up with several top players still.
Ooh.
So
Dang,
maybe that's
I wonder who they're targeting. Mike Green?
Maybe. Or Will Johnson.
Or Will Johnson.
Now that they got rid of Stay. Now that they got rid of
that would be an insane pick for the Eagles. That would be insane with how they played at the back end of last year.
Their defense was solid.
Their DBs were like intimidatingly good.
Yeah. I can definitely see that happening.
I mean, the Vikings are definitely an option to trade out here with 4 picks.
They can't. The pick is already in.
Oh, it's already in.
So they're not trading. I shouldn't say they can't, but the pick is already in. So, I mean, and the needs are cornerback, offensive guard, D tackle, safety, and then wide receiver. I'm not going to pick a wide receiver. Some of these things are just. Actually, I said that last time.
I mean, yeah, I don't think you're picking wide receiver here, though, with Jefferson and Addison.
And Hawkinson as a tight end. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. Best fit is ESPN agrees with you guys. Nick, what's his name?
Umanwari.
Umanwari. Thank you. That's who you guys picked, right?
I picked Starks.
Starks. Darian picked him.
Yeah, but Umanwari, he had like one of the most impressive.
I'm so sorry.
Bless you. He had one of the most impressive combines.
Mm-hmm.
His broad jump and what's that one where they hit I forget what high jump.
High jump.
I don't know. That put him in the 98th percentile of all safeties in the history of the combine.
Wow.
So that's why everyone's in love with him, because his athleticism. He really kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't until like the mock draft talks started picking up that his name started coming up more and more.
Adam Schefter just tweeted, Giants are trading back up into the first round. The Rams are trading and the Giants are on the clock. I don't know what that means. What?
So the Giants are going to take the Rams spot.
Oh, okay. But why didn't it say on the clock? Oh, because they selected offensive guard Donovan Jackson.
Yeah, he's I know there's some people that really think he's got a lot of potential. I think he filled in at spots when Josh Simmons got hurt, and he played well. Another Ohio State player off the board.
Yeah. So now the Giants are on the clock. Wait.
Oh, so they traded with
Rams.
They traded with the Texans.
With the Texans, yeah. Sorry, Ian Rappaport said that the Rams.
What did they trade to the? What did they trade to the Texans?
I don't know. But let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, trade 25 for the exchange for 34, 99, and third rounder in 26.
So that's the second pick in the second round, 34.
And then 99. I don't know.
Wow. So they got 3 picks for that. So the Giants are going.
So the Giants traded pick 34. We have a trade, Darian.
Who did Minnesota?
Donovan Jackson.
Really?
Yeah.
And now the Giants are on the clock.
Ooh.
Because they traded for the Texans. The Giants traded pick 34, a 25, 30 third round pick, and a future third round pick to the Rams.
This is either
Why
got
do
to
they keep on
be
saying the Rams to the Texans?
this is either got to be Dart or Shador.
It's Dart. Dabble's been pretty high on Dart.
They
That's what I
had
heard.
like the same amount of visits with both Dart and Shador.
But they haven't. The pick isn't in, so they're trying to figure out who it is. The 7 minutes has gone.
My gosh, I'm surprised that Minnesota stuck and picked a guard.
Donovan Jackson, yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of. They did need O-line help, but I didn't think they were going to go Donovan Jackson.
I mean, just to stick with 4 picks in the draft is crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless like you are really like, okay, JJ can take this team as far as
You think he can?
Darnold.
Not in that division.
I think he might be good.
I think he's gonna be good.
I think he's going to be good, but he's not going to be that.
What did they go? 15-2?
Yeah, I mean that was kind of a fluke.
I think they'll go 11 and
Like
what is
they're
it, 6 now.
their defense.
Okay,
is,
hold on. The pick is in. We go, who do you guys think the Giants are going to take?
Dart.
I say Dart. Maybe Shador though. I don't know, man. This draft has been nuts.
I like Shador.
Look at the build at who they have at QB there right now is what? Russell?
Yeah, that's true. Russ and Winston.
They've visited both Shador and Dart like the same amount of visits. There's a lot of connections between Ole Miss and the Giants with Judge, I guess. You remember that coach? He coaches at Ole Miss now.
Yeah.
But it's weird because they've looked at both of these quarterbacks a lot.
Yeah. I think it's Dart. It's got to be Dart.
I think that's a mistake.
I think either Shador and Dart is a mistake, and Jalen Milroe.
No, I think Shador here, like the value you're getting at 25 for the second overall quarterback in this draft.
Yeah,
I just don't vibe with this QB class outside of Cameron Ward, but Ward has his issues as well. His is the lackadaisical. I'm gonna just throw it up picks, kind of like Josh Allen when he was doing too damn much, which is throw the
more
game.
like Jamison Winston. That's
Jameson
what he
Williams.
Williams.
He did throw a pick too.
Williams.
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston.
But Jameson still could be traded today. I don't think it's true, but
that would be crazy.
So the 25th, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 3rd. Wow.
So I mean, I guess for Shador, for a quarterback, that's not too bad. But I mean, I don't know. If I was the Giants, I would just stick with Russ and Winston this year. Jameis.
They're going to be giving sermons at halftime.
Yeah. It's so funny. I saw this one where it was like, who said this? And then it was like between Russ and Jameis didn't know. It was so funny. Hilarious. Talk about the corniest locker room, quarterback room. Jeez.
Did you see
that's not a room.
Gruden with Jackson Dart? And Gruden was like, show me your snap count. And he's like, that's it. And Gruden's like, okay, but like, really, what is it? And he's like,
so the Falcons are moving back into the first round to the Rams.
With the Rams?
What? Yeah. So
wait.
Which is the next pick?
Yeah.
So why were the Giants on the clock?
No, the Giants are on the clock, and the pick is in. But the next pick, instead of the Rams, it's going to be the Falcons.
I see.
Do you know the trade details?
No, I just got the notification as of right now.
Wow.
What do the Falcons want? Mike Green?
Well, who did they pick first? It's already been a blur.
It was Jalen
Walker.
Mm-hmm.
You get Jalen Walker and Mike Green.
Now
they're going Will Johnson. They want corner, and they'll take that risk on him.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good risk.
Good. Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
So the Giants have Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart right
Wow.
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 I wish I was watching TV to see Sanders' face.
You know they're not
That's
going to play that. You know they're not going to play
pretty
that.
tough for Shador. I bet that hurts.
That does hurt.
Shador's going to be the last pick in the first round
That would be wild.
By the Browns?
by the Browns. Well, maybe. I don't know. It depends on what they do. If they trade back with Philly, it's just going to be a cheapo, like you get the first pick in the second round, but they keep their fourth.
Dart was third in passing yards in all of college football.
He's not a bad player, but I just don't think he's NFL
Highest win percentage of any Ole Miss starting QB in history.
Didn't Eli Manning go to Ole Miss too?
Yeah. But Eli lost in the pros too, so.
Yeah.
He won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but he lost a lot of regular season games.
That's true. I didn't even think about this. Giants select Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart. Another Ole Miss quarterback like Eli Manning comes to the Giants.
There was a lot of ties there with Ole Miss.
That's crazy. I didn't correlate that they literally went to the same college. The Falcons pick is in. Who do you think they're going to pick up?
Will Johnson.
James Pierce Jr. is the best fit according to ESPN. Will Johnson's the best available.
Pearson would be cool. That would be a cool,
scary duo.
That would be a cool pick.
I got Will Johnson though. They want corner.
Yeah,
outside of AJ Terrell. But we're about to see a run on edges. Baltimore, Detroit, Washington, and Buffalo, all edges, unless Buffalo goes corner.
Donovan Ezeraku going to Baltimore.
Yeah. And then Nick Skirton, maybe to Washington if we don't trade out. I really hope we trade out and get the second-round picks.
That would be the smartest, honestly. Getting 2 second-round picks.
Yeah. Adam Peters is good about draft.
I got the trade details.
Okay.
Falcons get first-round pick, obviously, and this year's third-round pick. The Rams get this year's second-round pick, next year's first-round pick, and this year's seventh-round pick.
Wow, so this must be someone they really like.
They really, really like. It's got to be Will.
You would think. Well, there's a few options here. Pierce would be an interesting pick.
I feel like Pierce has ties to Atlanta.
He probably visited them, I would assume.
I think he has family there or something like that.
Oh, really?
He grew up in Atlanta. So that could be the pick, JPJ.
I don't know how I feel about the trade.
For the Falcons? I mean, I like it for the Rams a lot.
That's a good pick.
A second this year and then a first next year.
Yeah, I think that's
great. And a 7th round, I think.
Because the Falcons, with the way they played this past year, they could be like a number 14 pick next year, number 13.
And we saw how close it was for their division. You're 1 inch away from making the playoffs.
I mean, unless Michael Penix comes in and is really, really good, I just don't think he's going to be that good. But
yeah, I see what you're saying.
But you don't have to be that good in that division. You just got to win 8 games, 9 games.
But I mean, the Bucs. I think the Bucs look nice, though. I think
Ibuka, dude, that is Ibuka and Mike Evans. That's a crazy duo.
And Godwin.
Godwin popped off before he got hurt.
Yeah,
he was a wide receiver 1 for however many weeks. That was insane.
It's 5-6 weeks.
That was going to be my sleeper this year.
Bucky.
Dude. Bucky's, yeah. Bucky's going in.
Bucky's not a sleeper, though. He's going to go second round, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, he's second round.
Especially with White outright, too. After the trade, Falcons select at number 26, Tennessee edge, James Pierce.
James Pierce. Wow.
Yeah.
They like him that much.
I like that pick for them.
Yeah.
That is good. Keep him away from Philly.
Yeah. So while you were gone, I think Adam or Ian tweeted that the Eagles are trying really hard to trade up.
Trade up. Oh,
Mhm.
they want an edge. They got to go edge. But these folks.
I think they go corner.
Well, no, Jihad Campbell is still out there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think he could fall to them anyway at 32.
That would be a great pick for them.
God, I would hate that though.
I would hate that pick so much.
Damn, James Pierce. Wow.
So I got Donovan Ezeraku going here to Baltimore.
Okay.
All the O
Or
linemen
Starks,
are
bro.
gone.
Starks might be a fucking nice pick here.
So, according to ESPN, they said Mike Green.
They do need edge help, but
They do.
they also need some secondary help, I think. Because what do they have at corner? Nate Wiggins. They got
I think they trade.
Humphreys.
I would take a trade.
Humphreys, Kyle Hamilton.
Honestly, I would take a trade from. No, they're not going to trade from the Browns. Never mind.
I mean, they have Mike Green, who was first in sacks, and Donovan Ezeraku, who was second in sacks.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's who they're.
what?
I think
What are
that's
we
probably.
doing?
I think that's probably who they're picking between right now.
You got it. Yeah, that's for that to fall to Baltimore.
Bro, this late in the draft, we're at pick 27. How are the two people that are leading the league?
And the Bears
or
pick
the
Colston
country-
Loveland.
I feel like that's going to go down as like the worst pick. Someone's going to grade them at like a C minus.
I mean, I feel like he's gonna be good though. That's the
He's-
problem I have with it, is I feel like he's gonna be good, but they could have done something with their defense there.
Yeah. I mean,
I
we
can't believe they picked him over Tyler Warren. That still blows
Yeah,
my
that's
mind.
wild.
Please, I'm like my fingers are crossed that we take the Browns phone call and just get those 2 second-round picks.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of good players still on the board, especially when it comes to defense.
Washington's gonna get a lot of calls here.
They have to. They might get
You
calls.
think the Lions?
Chicago.
You think the Lions take those two with a bunch of good defensive players?
Yeah,
'Cause they
I
need
think
a lot of defensive help too.
I think so. Whoever picks Mike Green here,
the next
other-
one.
yeah, the other team's gonna pick Ezeraku or flip flop.
Man, I could see Washington sticking and picking and getting Jihad
That'd be nice, man.
to fill in for Bobby when he leaves
Yeah,
and actually have like a true middle linebacker.
Jihad and Luvu, and
And Bobby?
that'd be nice.
But
man.
do you think that? But that's the thing though. Like, why not take the Browns pick and
He probably
you can get Jihad. He's not gonna. I don't think that anybody in the first round is gonna pick him up.
besides maybe the Eagles,
The Eagles, I would say, they're the only ones that are going to pick up Jihad.
because they kind of need a linebacker.
I mean, they re-signed
is
Zach
in.
Bond.
The pick is
Yeah.
in. So you said, Drew. You said what's his name? Aboku or
Donovan
Ezeraku.
Ezeraku.
Ezeraku, and then Darian. Who do you pick?
I think I like Edge as well, but I'll go opposite and say Mike Green just to cover the there.
Okay, fair enough.
Or Emin Worry in
That'd be an interesting pick. But him and Kyle Hamilton play the same position.
they do, yeah. Then
Malachi Starks would be a nice pick here.
damn, we got Jackson Dart. God damn.
That's crazy. I did not think that Jackson Dart was going to go up above.
Damn.
That's
What time is tomorrow's draft? Like,
Probably
when
starts
is-
around the same time.
Damn.
Damn, that late?
I don't
I
know.
thought it's more in the daytime.
They go through 2 and 3 tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a long one tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
Yeah.
no way that it's going to be 8 Eastern. It was going to go 2 rounds, and then what? It's going to end.
Yeah, you're probably
What
right.
time
Probably,
is it there? It's 11.
Yeah.
yeah, it's 11 o'clock.
See, there's no way.
Hmm.
Maybe
I hate-
5 Eastern.
I hate this time zone so much.
Yeah, that's ass.
Yeah. Central's been kind of nice.
I would take anything over this time zone.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty for all sports.
Except Hawaii. Hawaii's time zone's probably.
Yeah.
10 a.m. games, or not even, probably 5 o'clock.
No, I was gonna say it's like not. It's like 8.
You don't do anything but eat over there. I know. I fuck with it. It's a vibe.
I gotta go to Hawaii, man. I always want to go.
It's really cool.
It's worth it.
I've been there a couple times. But you have to, if you go, you have to go like to almost every island and stay at least like a day or two just to kind of see. Well, not every island. It's more Maui, Oahu is the big one.
It looks so beautiful there.
So, be cool.
Let's drink all the big Kona wave I can have.
I love Konas. All right, after this pick, I'm like literally about to pee. I need like maybe a water bottle. After this pick, after the pick is in, I want to see what the Ravens.
Ezeraku.
Mike Green.
I hope they go like some trash pick.
Oh yeah, that's kind of exactly the opposite of what the Ravens do.
Yeah, that's true.
Josh Simmons. They'll go tackle. I mean, but they re-signed Ronnie Stanley, so it doesn't make any sense.
I'll go.
Right
what if they go wide receiver here? That would be wild. Is there any good wide receivers left?
Luther Burden.
Luther Burden.
I can't see them going Luther Burden.
Nah, they're not going wide receiver. There's no
he's
way.
like he's too much like Bateman.
Or a guard. A guard would be cool.
Who's
the Ravens take Georgia safety Malachi Starks.
Ooh,
there it is. Nice.
That is a scary pick, man. That's a really good pick by them.
That's fantastic. Wow.
I'm gonna go. I will be back.
He is the most instinctive safety that was in this draft class. And you have Kyle Hamilton, who's probably the best strong safety in the league.
Wow.
Humphreys, solid top 10 corner in the league. Nate
Wiggins is just quick.
He showed a lot of promise last year.
Yeah.
Roquan Smith, Matabike, they got a really good defense.
They have a really good defense now. Wow. Malachi Starks dropped to 27 to 27.
I love that pick.
What a good pick.
How do we let these players? I mean, they had so many good players to pick from right here.
They had like literally a handful. Like they could have gone.
Ezeraku and Starks was who they were picking between. I bet that's insane. What? You would think they'd had the 15th pick in the draft.
Yeah, holy cow, bro! Look at these 6 foot, 197 pounds. He could play high safety, nickel. Oh God, that is insane. Ooh. My boy is fluid. He's so quick. Good.
He's really, really good.
Ooh.
I mean, that Georgia defense has been one of the best in the nation, and he's been there for the past 3 years as like the main guy, almost.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing happened, so the Lions are still in the clock.
Well, they got their choice of Mike Green or Donovan Ezeraku.
Yeah. They're definitely going edge here.
They're going. I think they go Ezeraku. They want the locker room guy. That's the kind of people that Campbell go for. Ezeraku all day here.
Is he? Does he have better, like, personality traits? Do you know?
From what I've seen, I mean, one from the production side, I think he's just like kind of that quiet guy. But
what I've seen from his tape, he seems like a really good pass rusher.
Yeah, he's good. I think he's more probably power than he is finesse.
I agree.
But I think
Aiden.
Ooh, the pick's in for Detroit.
Yeah. Yep.
Ezeraku.
What do you think, Drew? Are you going to do Green?
I'll say Mike Green. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they play. Hutchinson plays on the right side, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, he does.
Mike Green is on the left. Isn't Ezeraku on the right? He might be on the left too.
I mean, it's kind of easy to flip flop.
Yeah.
Depending on who you ask.
It's not like the O-line. It's a little different.
Depending on who you at, like I TJ Watt says that it's really hard. It's like writing with your left. But I don't know.
I think Mike Green's got the motor that Dan Campbell would appreciate. That's crazy, bro. I can't believe the Ravens took Starks.
That's a crazy fucking pick.
That pick like stresses me out.
The fact that
he was good. Starks was good, man. He was like, he's one of the most instinctive safeties in this draft. Like, I can't believe the league let him fall that far.
Bro, worst pick of the first round is Tetaroa.
Oh my God.
That's
Wait, who was that again?
The Carolina Panthers picking Tetaroa McMillan.
Oh, yeah.
Are you drafting him in fantasy? Because every time we say stuff like this, Drake London, i.e., they tend to.
But we were right about a lot of the things too. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not draft so.
I'll draft Xavier Leggett.
I'm getting Jalen Coker.
Yeah,
that's the sleeper right there.
Don't forget about Chuba.
And Dowdle just is on their team too.
Jonathan Brooks.
He's done.
Yeah, he's out. He's done.
Crazy.
That was your sleeper last year.
Yeah, that was my worst pick. I had him sitting on that IR spot all year, and then he finally got it healthy, and he got injured again. And I was like, well, I guess I'll just.
After tonight's trades, the Rams and Browns now own double 2-1 in the 2026 draft. It's crazy.
I like that. I like that trade for the Rams. It's crazy because they used to be known for like not having picks, and now they have a bunch of picks.
Yeah.
Bro, McVay in the front office, like they cook up shit every year. They draft well, too, which is just like the chef's kiss about it. Like
they have a nice roster coming into this year with Puka and Devontae. I like that combo.
Who are you putting first? Oh, the Lions stay at 29 and take OSU tackle
Josh Simmons,
Tyreek Williams.
Oh, wow. Defensive tackle. Whoa.
I butchered his name.
Tyreek. Yeah, it's Tyreek.
Oh, I did. I said it right.
He's talented.
He is talented. That's an interesting pick.
That is an interesting pick.
They did say that he was going to find his way into the first round. I saw something on TikTok, but they didn't know where. All right, Washington. Trade back.
Eagles are going to get John Campbell, bro.
Yeah, that's fucking shitty.
That sucks.
I'm so upset, bro.
Isn't Will Campbell's? I mean, what's his name? Will Johnson's still there too.
Yeah.
Buffalo's gonna take him.
Washington should.
You think?
Right here,
dude. If we stick and pick and take another Michigan corner,
you wouldn't be happy.
I wouldn't be happy.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be happy.
Okay, so yeah, sorry, I've been such a bad host. So as a Commanders fan, who do you think they're gonna take, and who do you want them? I mean, if you want them to trade, right?
I want them to trade back with Cleveland and take those 2 seconds, because that's not as steep of saying like, hey, give us that second first you have next year.
Yeah,
and it doesn't make any sense. Get the talent now this year.
When you're so close.
And then whatever scraps from the end of the first, you could pick up, which, I mean, Buffalo could take edge, Philly could take edge, so then we could get Jahad Campbell, and then, I don't know, maybe like a play. Yeah, we could get Will Johnson. But I don't know. But
so if you were the Washington GM, that's what you would do?
I'm trading back. I'm trading back.
So what do you think they're going to do?
I think we're going to trade back.
Oh, okay. But if they don't, who would you want?
I want Ezeraku. I like him.
An edge player would be nicer.
Yeah. Drew, who do you think?
I mean, I've been saying his name all night. Mike Green.
Mike Jones. Just trade back, please. It's not that hard.
The Browns are probably like, no, that's too much. Which I don't think that's that.
I mean,
to ask.
But they're sitting there. They're like,
Well, you usually have to include another pick. You're not just picking. You're not just trading straight up because that really doesn't move the needle at all. If you're the Browns, I'm saying you have to include something else like a 5th round pick or something.
7th or something.
I mean, I could see Cleveland giving us the first pick in the 2nd round and Greg Newsome.
And a player? Wow.
Greg Newsome. Is that the?
Wait, what?
Oh, that's the corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they were talking about trading him with the whole Myles Garrett thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're talking. It's 2 minutes left.
I talked to Adam, baby. Talk to Adam. Make some shit happen. God. This is like, it's so exciting because like now like wanting to be glued to the TV and watch it.
I've been playing with it. I've been playing with this thing all day, and I freaking broke it.
I just saw him like.
I'm very fidgety. I drink too much of this energy drink. Oh no, it still works. Oh, the pick is in.
Oh my God, we picked
Will Johnson.
So who do you think? Will Johnson?
No, I'm
or
gonna
are
say
you
Mike.
looking edge?
I'm gonna say Mike.
It's got to be Edge. It's Ezeraku. I can't believe we picked.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny that you're upset about your team
I know.
picking.
We got 5 picks or something.
It would have been smart to trade back. Yeah.
It just really depends on like what people were offering, but
Yeah.
fuck, man.
So who do you think they're gonna pick? Who do you think they're gonna pick, and who do you want them to pick?
Dude, I could see Ezeraku, but a part of me is like, these motherfuckers picked Travion Henderson in the 1st round and just said, all right, we're pulling the trigger. We want running back.
Oh my God, that'd be wild.
Or Jahad Campbell. I'll take Jahad Campbell any day. Get a linebacker. I need a new London Fletcher. So
That would be a cool pick.
Yeah. Hate how long it takes. I don't get why they can just be like, oh shit. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think edge. They literally need their need for ESPN edge, safety, and cornerback. Wide receiver, running back. It's like all the important positions.
I mean, Eminwari could be here too.
Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy that they didn't trade back. I for sure thought they were.
That's so stupid we didn't trade back. I'm a little nervous now. I'm having flashbacks to Ron Rivera.
Commanders pick at 29. Oregon offensive tackle Josh Cornley Jr.
Oh my God! What the fuck? They picked Josh Connerly.
Yeah. Connerly Jr.
They picked Connerly.
Yeah. What did I say? Did I say it right or
no? I mean, it doesn't matter how you say it.
Yeah, that's
the fact that they picked Connerly.
That's crazy.
Are you kidding, bro?
I didn't think they were doing that.
We just got Laramie Tunsil. What are we doing?
Is he a left tackle, Connerly?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think he can flip.
Oh, that's what he was saying. Interesting. Because, yeah, that's crazy.
I'm about to punch the fucking laptop.
Wow.
We picked a tackle.
I'm shocked by that pick.
That's wild.
What?
That was pretty shocking.
That's insane. I mean, they got to protect Jaden.
Nah, and all of this is showing him at left tackle.
Oh my god.
It's good though because you took another lineman away from the Chiefs.
No, they're gonna go defense. They'll probably go cornerback or something like that. There's no way.
Will Johnson.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't understand this pick.
I don't either. Honestly, like I get trying to protect him, but I feel like that's such a reach. I don't even know him, but offensive tackle.
Well, I mean, he was projected around like the beginning of the second round.
Yeah, I had him up to Kansas City before.
Yeah, a lot of people were thinking he was going.
Okay, so he's actually decent.
He only led up two sacks in his career.
That's crazy. The Bills are on the clock right now. Wow.
I mean, they could definitely be going corner. They kind of whiffed on that Kaiir Elam pick a couple years ago.
What if they trade with the freaking Chiefs again like last year?
That'd be so stupid.
Just your tone, that was hilarious.
It would be. I'd be so mad.
That would be it too.
I can't. We stuck and picked a tackle. I need to go on to Instagram. Let's see all the flaming comments of like, why the fuck did we get our tackle?
Oh yeah, I'll read the comments.
I thought Ron Rivera was gone.
That's a good one. Adam Schefter. You think the Bills are going to trade up? I mean, do you think the Bills are going to trade? Oh, never mind. The pick is in already.
Nah, they're taking. I'm so upset.
Giants coach Brian Daboll announced at his press conference that Russ will be our starter.
Yeah, good luck with that.
All right. The Bills, they go Will Johnson or Maxwell Hairston.
Or who?
Maxwell Hairston.
Or Ravel.
I don't like Ravel just for the injury.
Yeah.
I think Hairston is quick as fuck.
Who do you think, Drew?
I'll say Will Johnson. That's another name I've been saying all night, but
that's crazy. His position rank is.
So Josh Simmons is still out there.
Josh Simmons still there too.
He's going to be a Chief.
He's a Chief for sure.
And he's a right tackle, so that's great.
My God, bro. What a. Everyone's like, oh, we had Mike Green right there. We had Will Johnson right there. Josh Connerly.
I can't believe Mike Green is still out there. I know he had some sort of like law trouble at Virginia.
Yeah.
I didn't read too much on it, but I don't know, man. You lead the country in sacks, bro. Like, I'm picking that guy.
What's the second round look like?
It looks like hell.
This goes Cleveland, Texans, Titans, Cleveland, Raiders, Patriots,
Man.
Bears, Saints, Bears, Jets, Niners, Cowboys, Colts, Rams. Wow.
Mason Taylor, he might be a sneaky pick tomorrow.
So then second, damn, that's crazy.
I can see Mason
because
going.
we have we have the Bills now, then we have the Chiefs, and then the Eagles, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And then the Browns tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So then they don't even have to trade, and they got the quarterback that they wanted.
Yeah, they can get Milrow easy.
Or Sanders.
I was just looking, and Sanders is the 11th best player available right now, according to ESPN.
Wow.
Who did the Bills get?
I don't know yet.
I think definitely defense. That's kind of their
What?
brand.
Trade, the Eagles are on the clock.
Oh,
Ooh,
Eagles traded
Wait,
with
what?
Kansas City.
I guess.
Will Johnson.
If they go Will Johnson,
Bro, that could be a really scary pick for everybody.
oh my God.
I'm stressed.
I don't know what's going on.
Me neither. I don't understand. Oh, they got Maxwell Harrison.
Who? The
Bang.
Eagles?
The Bills.
Oh,
Yeah. I'll call.
he's like super fast, right?
Will Johnson.
Yeah.
Isn't Will Johnson supposed to be good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. They're really that scared about the knee injury?
It must be a pretty bad
Yeah.
injury.
So the Eagles, let's see. So the Eagles trade with the Chiefs. The Eagles, they swap, and they get number 164. They send, sorry. So they're sending. So the Chiefs are getting number 164, and then with the pick swap, which I don't know what round that is or anything like that. They need to be more specific with these damn tweets. Oh, round fifth, a 5th round pick. Trade swap and a 5th round pick.
Wow.
Why though? Why would they
I don't
trade?
know.
In case
I
they
don't
get different offers?
Well, fucking Philly just got gifted any edge that they want. Mike Green, Donovan Ezeraku, Nick Skirton.
You can go Will Johnson here too.
You could go Will Johnson because you lost CJ.
Why wouldn't the Bills pick up Will Johnson?
I don't know.
Like, is Max? What's his name?
I know he's supposed to be like really fast. I think he had the fastest 40 time for corners.
I think he had a 4.29 or something like that.
Something pretty crazy.
He's fast.
But
I mean,
that doesn't mean you're a good corner though.
I mean, it's just to fucking cover Tyreek.
The Eagles haven't even picked
Worried.
yet.
Yeah. He didn't dap up the guy in the wheelchair. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wow. Ooh.
There's
Jahad Campbell.
That would be a good pick.
I could see them doing that.
I
I could see them getting Will Johnson, honestly. I can see them getting a corner.
It's
Actually.
crazy
I'm just
these
saying Will
players that are
Johnson,
left.
all these first round talent is just great. Josh fucking Connerly. Fucking. I truly I don't know what I'm gonna do. That was like the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I'm just confused on why they went with the left tackle. If they just traded for, like, you just spent 5 picks on Tunsil.
Yeah. Like,
why would you get a left tackle?
I mean, I think we're going to kick him to the right side.
I mean, I think you have to.
Bro. And I forget, what was this Big Naughty? It's not Big Naughty. It's like Bigliotti. I forget. Who's our right tackle?
with all this talent on defense, though, that's crazy.
Adam Peters did not fucking cook right there.
No, not at all. And think of I don't know.
It's Andrew Wiley, and we didn't have any backup to him or Brandon Coleman.
I didn't
Coleman's getting
realize
kicked.
the Commanders gave up the 7th most sacks last year.
That's interesting. I didn't actually know that either. I mean, it makes sense. So we have Sam Cosmi at guard, Coleman at guard.
Cosby's hurt though, right?
He's got the ACL tear. So Allegretti is going to kick to right. Coleman goes into left. Tunsil's at left tackle. Connerly now is our right tackle. And Andrew Wiley, who's old, is
Right guard.
right guard, yeah. Or Allegretti. Man, fuck.
Okay, so since we're starting to go down, let's rank in all our teams' picks. Let's rank our team. Let's rank our picks. So out of one, let's say A, B, C, or D, or F. We'll start with Drew. How do you think the Broncos did with their pick? They picked
Jahdae Barron.
Jahdae Barron.
That was a really surprising pick. I mean, he was graded probably the 2nd or 3rd corner in this draft. We are pretty stacked at corner already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd give him like a B.
A B. Okay. Darian? I think we kind of know the answer, but
I mean, you win the
grade here.
You win in the trenches, and our O line got injured. They're kind of old. You want to throw in a new piece. I get it. I just don't think I would have done it there. I would have traded back and gotten him.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it a C plus. I'm not mad at it. I'm mad at it, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I think it could have been a later pick, but
yeah. And for the Steelers,
A plus.
no. I would probably say like A minus. If you think about our front four,
yeah.
The front four, we have Highsmith, Cam Hayward, and then oh my god, I forgot his name already.
Derek Carmen.
TJ Watt.
Derek Carmen, and then TJ.
Yeah.
That's a filthy four. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that we're going to not pick Sanders and really wait next year.
Who are your
Because I
linebackers?
I should know
You
this.
still got Cole Holcomb and
Peyton Wilson.
and
Was it Queen?
Patrick Queen, yeah.
Patrick Queen. Thank you. I was trying to think of the Patrick Queen.
That's a decent defense. I mean,
Steelers have always had a good defense.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson. Wilson actually did really well at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So those are our two middle linebackers. TJ Watt is considered our edge, or our outside linebackers, and so is Highsmith.
Question. CJ Gardner, he played safety, right?
Yeah.
If the Eagles pick Emin Wari right here,
That would be interesting.
middle fingers to him. They're going defense. They got to go defense.
Yeah.
How?
They're
There's
gonna
no
go
way.
defense.
What else? What are they going to try to improve on offense? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that they can do on offense that they need to work on. Tight end, maybe, but there's not a good. After trading it to the Eagles, they get Bama linebacker Jaheed Campbell.
Wow.
That sucks, man.
Wow.
They nearly traded for him at the Chargers pick.
Chargers should have took that. What the fuck?
I'm surprised the Chargers went with Omari and Hampton.
Yeah. Wow. Jaheed Campbell. Right there for Washington.
The Eagles said, "We got him. Thanks."
That's crazy.
Bro.
Now we got the Chiefs on the clock.
The Chiefs are the last pick. Last pick.
They're going Josh Simmons.
Nah, I think they go. Oh my God. What are their
I
needs?
think they have to go Josh Simmons.
S-
After they
Simmons-
lost the way that they lost the Super Bowl, they have to go.
Simmons is a
Their
right
needs
tackle.
are edge, D tackle, cornerback, running back, and offensive tackle. And the pick is already in.
Simmons plays right tackle, and that's where Juwan Taylor was jumping off sides all last year. So
I think they're going edge. I've been saying it all night. They go edge, bro. Fuck it.
bro, if
No
they get
way.
Mike Green,
This motherfucker looks like a goddamn eagle. Like, you know how fucking upsetting that is? Look at this thick neck motherfucker right here.
Oh,
I hope he busts.
that's crazy that they just did a pick swap. Like, why?
Yeah, that's
almost at the end of the first round. I mean,
I don't think the Chiefs were going to take him.
yeah, unless they're gonna have the Browns, you know what I mean, get 2 first round, but they wouldn't even get a linebacker. I thought that was very interesting. I was like, kind of a waste of a 5th round pick, in my opinion.
Man, kind of a trash pick. Just
Yeah. Well, 5th rounders.
This is such a problem. The Eagles, like, get just everybody good.
Yeah.
Their defense is good. They're probably going to be the second best behind the
Every year there's someone really good that slides to them. That you're like, how did that happen?
There's a bunch of people that slid, though.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess we'll wait till after the picks. But we'll go. The question would be, who do you think lost the first round?
Panthers.
Commanders and
Panthers.
Panthers did, yeah, for sure.
I think. All right. Yeah, I think the Panthers or the Cowboys. I don't like them.
I
do like Booker a lot.
Really, I think they. Yeah.
But I mean, they have a lot of problems that they could have fixed right there.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So, who do you think won the draft? Eagles again? I said the draft first round.
Honestly, the Falcons had a pretty good first round.
Yeah, I like the Falcons. I mean, I
like that
for Denver for getting Jade and
solid pick.
I like the Giants. I like the fact that they got a quarterback because they needed a quarterback.
Abdul Carter. That Abdul Carter, he's gonna be good.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I think Kansas City goes edge.
No. It's what, to mirror Chris Jones?
Nah, he's D tackle. They could go the guy I said earlier from Toledo, Darius Alexander.
That would be crazy.
I mean, Chris Jones is getting kind of old.
I just hope they don't pick Will Johnson.
They just re-signed him, though.
Nah, it's just like
a couple years ago.
Passing of the torch. But this dude, Darius, is big out of Toledo. Man, bro, get this man off my screen. I don't know. Bro. I'm so salty, bro. Like I'm trying to be happy about the draft. Like I was happy last year.
I think.
Well, yeah, you had the second pick.
Round 2 is going to be a lot of fun too.
We got pick 61 in round 2.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun for you, but
what are we going to do? We going to trade back?
It's going to be fun.
I hope we trade.
For the listeners, we're not going to be live tomorrow, right? We're not going live. Yeah.
No.
Just the first round.
Yeah, we got.
Even though this was kind of fun, I enjoyed myself.
It was fun.
I've never really been a part of the draft, and I don't know any of the good players, or I don't know any of the players, but the way that you guys make it seem like,
man,
at least this draft was exciting. There's a lot of.
It was really exciting.
This was really exciting.
It wasn't predictable.
It was probably the most unpredictable draft I've ever seen.
And
I mean,
for
like Colson Loveland going over Warren.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Will Campbell, the second quarterback, still available. To end tonight's draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Johnson, offensive tackle, OSU.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The way that they lost the Super Bowl, that they didn't even have.
Get Juwan Taylor's old ass out of there.
I mean, you arguably the best tackle in the class. That I mean, obviously he had an injury.
He had a knee injury, but he was he was regarded as one of the best. He could have been easily the second tackle taken off the board if he never got injured.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And we gave him to the Chiefs. We said, Chiefs, you need the right tackle.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the Eagles, we said, do you need a linebacker?
Do you think that Simmons is better or the Commanders, whoever they pick?
I think Simmons.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh my God, and he's a right fucking nut.
Like if he never had the injury he had, he would have been competing with Kelvin Banks going to that was the Saints, right?
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God, what?
I can't believe the Eagles. I'm getting from our NFL draft coverage. The Eagles tried multiple times to trade up for Bama linebacker Jahad Campbell, thinking they'd have a deal with the Chargers, and then they ended up falling back to them. That's crazy.
I kind of blame the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I blame the Bucs.
Why?
Because I thought that's where that he was going to go, and I feel like that would have been a really solid pick for them. But so is Ibuka, so I guess I can't be too mad at him. Wow. Makes me think the Broncos were looking at Ibuka because, I mean, Jade was graded really high, but I was just not expecting them to take a corner.
Yeah, that was wild. I didn't like that pick at all.
Tomorrow's draft is at 7 p.m. Eastern, both second and third.
Yeah. That's still kind of late.
Wow.
I want the Broncos to get Judkins.
I hope we get Travion.
Is Sanders going first to the Browns? Like, that's what's crazy. It's like Sanders fell all the way to the second round, and the Browns didn't have to do anything, and they got the quarterback that they wanted.
The Browns aren't getting Shador.
They're not going to take Shador.
They're gonna take Jalen Milroe.
No way.
They're gonna take Jalen Milroe.
No way.
They're gonna take Jalen Milroe.
No.
They're gonna take Jalen Milroe.
Okay. And then someone's gonna pick Tyler Shuck over Shador too.
No, Las Vegas is sitting there, and they're gonna take Shador.
No way. They're gonna take Shador because they have 2 picks. They have 2 picks, 1 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, Vegas is going.
I bet if he makes it to the Raiders, there's no chance they're not going to pick him there.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I don't think he gets past the Browns.
Jalen Milroe about to be a Brown. I'm telling you now.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Damn, so he's going to be the 4th quarterback off the board?
Yep.
That would be wild.
Yeah, Sanders will be the 4th QB.
And then they invited Jalen Milroe to be on to the draft. Like, that's so messed up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no one. I didn't think he was going first round.
Exactly. So why go?
Yeah.
Like, why invite him if you know? That's crazy.
I mean, he had a lot of bad moments this year.
Yeah. Even his freaking combine was bad.
His last game against Michigan in the bowl game was terrible. He lost terribly to Oklahoma, who wasn't really considered a very good team this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, okay. So that concludes on the first round of the NFL draft.
What a night.
before we go off, what's your takeaways for the draft? Your highs and lows, I should say. I think we've kind of talked about it, but just to kind of wrap the night around. Let's go, Drew.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably one of the most surprising drafts I've ever seen. Seeing Colston Loveland get picked before Tyler Warren, insane. Some of the picks you've seen, like from the Packers, like they haven't taken a receiver in the first round in forever, so it was kind of refreshing to see that. It was fun. On an entertainment scale, I'd give it a 10.
Yeah. Darren, what was your thoughts of the draft as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, to kick it off with a blockbuster with Jacksonville moving up to get Travis, which nobody, I think, mocked to happen. So just to have that kick off the draft, amazing. And then to follow in suit, just seeing just the picks in the mid part of the rounds, excuse me. Jade Bear and freaking Amika Ibuka going to Tampa Bay, Hampton going to the Chargers. Some exciting picks happened overall, and it was pleasant to see. It was pleasant, like Drew said, refreshing to see Green Bay actually get a prospect for the future besides defense. Gosh, it's all a blur except for
it is. Especially not watching the TV, I'm like trying to think of like who and where.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's 5 trades that happened in the first round.
That was crazy.
5.
That's on mark of what I mocked. I said I had 5 trades going, and was I right? No, but
did you predict any of them?
I predicted Dart, Giants trading back in to get Dart
from Houston.
I mean, he predicted all like a string of.
I know that was wild.
Walter Nolan, Tyler Booker, Dart,
and Walter Nolan. That was a crazy call too.
Hell yeah, baby.
The Booker was crazy too.
Oh, and Gray Zabel. I forgot I called that too.
Gray. Where did Gray go again?
He went to Seattle.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Now I kind of want to stream tomorrow.
Yeah, but that would be like a 5-hour show, 4-hour show.
Yeah, it'd be nuts.
That'd be wild.
What was today? Today was what, 3?
I think. Yeah, I think we gotta sit back and watch it.
Yeah, this concludes. That being said, I think we will end the stream right then and there. I hope everybody enjoyed our stream. This is our first draft episode, so we'll stay tuned. They're gonna watch the rest of the draft, so I'm not. So we'll talk to you guys probably near August. Please follow our socials just to keep up to date on when we are going to go live and start back up with our episodes. So hope everybody does well and have a great night.
Didn't give you an intro, but I'll give you an outro.